Ready. Play.
My name is Clara Towson and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Number 10, Marketa Vondroushova. Number 9, Sloane Stephens. Number 8, Beatrice Haddad-Meyer. Number 7, Yelena Ostapenko. Number 6, Madison Keys. Number 5, Danielle Collins. Number 4, Coco Gauff. Number 3, Elena Rybakina. Number 2, Arina Sabalenka. And number 1, Iga Świątek.
You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one, so I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface, but I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some, like, defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone is could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
Have entrepreneur. Shisha.
Ready. Play.
And now here I go slice. And this is normal flat. So see, sometimes you don't actually. Sometimes you don't. And now here I go slice. And this is normal flat. So see, sometimes you don't actually. Sometimes you don't. And now here I go slice. This is normal flat. So see, sometimes you don't actually. Sometimes you don't.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready. Play.
Emma Raducanu has given an interview with the BBC where she's outlined her plans to return from injury, when that will be. She's also explained what she's been up to whilst away, and she's been watching much tennis. She's also got an answer for the critics, of which some are on social media, but also, of course, many within the media. And she's also explained which is the slam that she would most like to win. What is her ultimate dream in tennis? So as I say, the interview was given to BBC London earlier on today, where she outlined her plans to return to next season, and also how she would one day love to win Wimbledon. So she will make her return to tennis next season after struggling with injuries mainly since May. She obviously had injuries since then, but she hasn't played since May. She withdrew from the Madrid Open, I think on the eve of the tournament, to basically have some operations. She's missed 3 of the 4 Grand Slams. She did play in Australia, where she lost to Coco Gauff. And, of course, just a couple of days ago, she dropped out of the world's top 200 and did confirm in this interview with BBC London that she will not be returning to the tour until next year. Britain didn't make the Billie Jean King Cup finals, which will take place in Seville in the south of Spain in November. Also, she has no hope of making the WTA finals, also in November. So she confirmed that next season will be her return to tennis. 20-year-old also said that the slams are obviously finished now, but it has been difficult to watch them go by. She was just said, "I want to stay in my lane as much as possible and keep focused on my recovery," were her exact words. The 20-year-old has been hampered, though, by injuries since winning that US Open title in 2021, when remarkably she managed to qualify and go all the way to the title without dropping a set in New York. She also made British #1 at one point as a result, but has not gone beyond the second round of any Grand Slam since that mesmeric, incredible run 2 years ago, when she became the first British woman in 44 years to win a major singles title since Virginia Wade. She was also asked about how she deals with criticism, and Raducanu had this to say: "The fact they are still talking about me, even though I'm not at these events, is just a compliment. Someone told me once, for example, 'Worry when they're not talking about you,'" she added. Raducanu has, of course, returned to the practice court. We did see some glimpses of her playing some short tennis in August, for example, the first time since she underwent surgery earlier on this year. And in fact, she only did play 10 matches in the first 5 months of the year. She said she does hope to return to better form and fulfill her Wimbledon dreams. "Wimbledon is the dream," she said, and always has been growing up. Of course, she's from the UK, so it makes sense. She said, "It's the ultimate dream to win Wimbledon." Back in May, she seemed to undergo 3 successful surgeries. She said that she underwent the surgeries on both of her wrists and her ankle in a letter posted on social media. In fact, she said at the time, "It's safe to say the last 10 months, so that would have been the summer of 2022 until these surgeries in May of this year, have been difficult as I dealt with a recurring injury on a bone of both hands," she said at the time. She said she tried to manage the pain and play through it for most of the year, but in the end it was just getting too much. She was missing so much of training as well as certain tournaments anyway, that for her it made sense to go ahead with these procedures. Well, now she has confirmed that she will be back. I would imagine, therefore, for the Australian swing maybe United Cup, end of December, beginning of January perhaps, for the 250 in New Zealand or elsewhere. And then, of course, the Australian Open. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis. Hi Novak. I don't know if you saw what Vasek said last night about organising and tennis could and should be even bigger than it already is if only the people organising it were doing their job properly. He highlighted the balls, he highlighted playing late at night and then early in the morning and injuries. I just wondered whether you heard that, but also if you'd like to add something.
No, I haven't heard that. I actually saw Vasek just before I came here to see you guys, but I haven't seen his statement on that. But there's been a lot of discussions on the effect of the different balls and basically every week on the joints and the wrist and the shoulders and the elbows. And I think someone told me that in terms of injuries this year comparing to other years is drastically has gone up. So in terms of the balls, I absolutely agree. There should be some discussion on that. I actually spoke about that with Andrea Gaudenzi, the ATP president, and Massimo, who's the CEO, in Paris during the Paris-Bercy week. And I shared my opinion and my views, and then obviously they are thinking about various different options and ways of how to regulate that and how to make it better for the players and prevent injuries. In terms of the scheduling, I think there has been a lot of criticism and a lot of players complaining about it. So I think that should be addressed in a proper way. Obviously, Davis Cup and ITF is regulated differently from ATP Tour and from Grand Slams. You have different governing bodies, different schedules, different broadcasting demands. In the end of the day, we know that the TV is the one deciding, fortunately or unfortunately, but there has to be more, I guess, thorough discussions on that as well.
Wide from Jabeur, 40-30.
Nervy. I mean, she just wanted Sabalenka to make a mistake, I think, on that point.
She's playing for the Sabalenka unforced error. And then the minute she tried to go for the backhand, it was tight and dragged out wide. And the crowd are applauding. Her coach is trying to lift her up. One more match point.
She's done it with an ace!
Ons Jabeur has just made a Wimbledon final for the second year in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, what a comeback. What a player. Ons Jabeur, the hero of the Arab world.
I couldn't be happier.
The Wimbledon
the
final.
Couldn't be happier. Tennis couldn't be happier.
His game when the big occasions come up, so he has to be one of the top favorites. I truly believe we had a podcast ourselves yesterday, which I do with Patrick Kuhnen, called Mad Dog and Wingman, and we spoke about that obviously as well, the outlook. And I picked Carlos Alcaraz as the winner this year, just because he won just his first title on grass. I think he is extremely, in a way, extremely able to adapt to situations and to challenges, not just because he has the game, just because he's loving it. He loves it to challenge himself. And I think he has learned a lot of players. When you look back at the French Open semifinals against Novak, his breakdown, his physical and mental breakdown, with a lot of players, you would say they would struggle with that for the next weeks and months to come. I think with Alcaraz, he has learned a huge lesson from that match, and it will never happen again to him. I think it made him even stronger and a better player. And that's why I really feel like he believes he can Wimbledon, and he wants to prove to the world that was a one-off and it's not going to happen again. And I think if you would look at it and he would be honest, maybe he would say I want to play the final against Novak and I want to prove to the people that's not going to happen again and I'm able to win this. So my pick really is Carlos Alcaraz.
I know.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Summers, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Number 10, Marketa Vondrousova. Number 9, Sloane Stephens. Number 8, Beatrice Haddad-Maia. Number 7, Yelena Ostapenko. Number 6, Madison Keys. Number 5, Danielle Collins. Number 4, Coco Gauff. Number 3, Elena Rybakina. Number 2, Arina Sabalenka. And number 1, Iga Świątek.
Ready? Play.
Hello there. Welcome to Talking Tennis, and it is a night session at Roland Garros, and I'm very, very happy to have Kira Hancock alongside me. Kira, how are you doing? How's your tennis day been?
It's been great, thank you. Yeah, not quite as good as yesterday yet, but who knows? Maybe depending on this match this evening, we could have the same.
Yeah, this could be an interesting one because I mean, I thought this would be what we would get, and then I went to have a look at it pre-tournament, and I was like, okay, Musetti Monfils, that's hard to call, and I still feel like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think as you say, pre-tournament, when I was doing my predictions, this is the match I predicted, and I did predict a Musetti win, but not with any true conviction, and I don't have any conviction now. But yeah, I mean, the way that Monfils played in the first round has given me a lot more confidence that we're going to get a real match this evening.
I think so too. I mean, I did the same thing as you pre-tournament, but different result. I went with Monfils. I think the key edge here could well be the French crowd, which we know can sweep him to glorious victories until such time as it all comes to a heartbreaking end. The question is whether the heartbreaking end comes today against Musetti, or against Novak Djokovic in round 3, or maybe as Kren, who is probably going to be joining us at some point, would hope. That does not happen. And this is the year that Gael Monfils finally wins the French Open.
I mean, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. I'd love it if he could win tonight. However much I might have predicted a Musetti win, I'm quite happy to take a loss in my bracket for a Monfils win this evening. I'd love him to get through. I'd love to see him play Djokovic regardless of result with that French crowd. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'd be hoping for a Monfils win regardless.
Yeah, he's actually on. I've just had a look at like what happened in 2023, because obviously that was the year he beat Baez in their epic, and then I realized I just looked it up. Of course, he pulled out again before he played Rune. So
he did.
Monfils hasn't actually lost at Roland Garros since losing to Mikael Ymer in 2021. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gael Monfils is unbeaten at Roland Garros in 3 years.
It's huge. It's huge. And surely that can't end tonight. I mean, come on, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah. Musetti's an interesting opponent because he's got some clay court pedigree. He's beaten Djokovic in Monte Carlo. He pushed Djokovic a couple of years back, actually 3 years ago, in a fourth round that saw him retire in the 5th set. Quotes for the fans. But the Musetti is he's got a win over Carlos Alcaraz in his career in a Hamburg final 2 years ago. He's got a very flashy game, but it doesn't always come together for it.
No, it certainly doesn't. And I feel like he's picked it up a bit, but I don't think he's necessarily had the results that he's probably wanted this year. I think particularly it's been a little bit more difficult for him to sort of find that form. He's been relatively consistent in getting through a few rounds, I believe, but nothing that he would hope for, I think, in terms of some really good results. So yeah, and I don't know how well he will cope actually with the French crowd. He might be completely fine. I could be wrong. But I think in a lot of his big matches at places like Roland Garros and stuff, he's often been the favourite of the crowd, right, against people like Djokovic. And I wonder how he'll cope with that crowd and that cauldron almost just completely against him. I'm not sure how he's going to be with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I guess it's one of those things you never know how someone's going to be. Like Taylor Fritz, we didn't think he would cope well with the French crowd last year, and he produced one of the most iconic moments of last year's French Open after he won that match.
Oh, yeah. He honestly, not that I didn't like him before that, but I didn't have any real feeling towards Taylor Fritz either way before the French Open last year, to be honest. And it really endeared me to him, actually, with that. It gave me a bit of a reason to root for him.
It was his Medvedev moment, right? That was the moment a lot of people went from not having any strong, if you think of 2019 US Open, that moment where people went from having no strong feelings towards Medvedev to when seeing him troll the crowd, decide, I like this guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's what everyone, I think, needs. So who knows? Maybe that'll be Musetti today. I haven't ever really seen that sort of thing from him, but maybe he'll be able to find something to deal with it.
Hopefully the pressures of fatherhood will not force him to set too good an example with with that, as Ghosty might say. Hopefully he shows up today. I know Jake's going to be following us as much as he can on his way to work. They're walking out on court now. Monfils is the first to come out. Musetti is not far behind. So while we're waiting for them to sort of do the coin toss and warm up, what have been your thoughts from the results we've had today? It's been another roller coaster day of rain. They are just coming back on the outside courts now again.
Great.
Yeah. So there's some matches they're still going to hope to get through. Like I think Zhang Xingzheng is going to is a game away from closing out against Lorenzo Sonego. That's probably the match that's closest to finishing. So that Rune has just sealed a 2-set love win over Cobolli. Yeah, at the minute. Talk to me about sort of thoughts on the results today. I guess there's one really the biggest story so far today is the exit of Danielle Collins, which is probably the biggest upset of the tournament so far based on form and expectation. It shouldn't have been a massive surprise that Danilovic challenged her. But I still thought Collins would come through that match, especially since she served for it in the second set.
Yeah, that's going to really sting. I actually watched it from 5-all in the second set, so I didn't see her serve for it. But I saw her lose that second set and saw her medical timeout for her shoulder, which I'm sure, some people might be blaming that loss on the shoulder. I'm not entirely sure myself, having watched the third set, that it will be. I think obviously it was bothering her, but I do think Danilovic was she was hitting the ball so well, and fair play to her. I really think she sort of earned that win, and it's a real disappointment in a certain way to see Collins out, because it's so fun when she's at her best. But I think if you asked her, she probably knew she wasn't going to have the same success at the French Open than she has recently. And I'm still just looking forward to her US swing later this year.
I think that's where we're expecting her to really step her game back up again and perform well. Though she has probably performed above expectations this clay court season, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably above her own. I don't know if she would say that, or whether she would be backing herself anyway to just do well every time. But I feel like surely she can't have expected all the clay success she's had.
I feel like though with Danielle Collins, there's always been a disconnect, especially recently, between what fans and onlookers' expectations are and her own expectations of herself. If you look at all the questions she's getting about her priorities, that would be this that's all you really need to say on the subject. But yeah, that would be, that's kind of the disconnect of like, maybe we should stop trying to speculate Danielle Collins, because her wavelength is clearly different to most of the people's.
Absolutely, and rightly so, and it's clearly working for her. So I say good for her, to be honest. Either way, she has outperformed everyone, regardless of her own expectations. She's outperformed everyone else's yet again this clay season. Who knows? I mean, could she outperform our expectations on grass?
I don't see why not. She's got a big game. She should absolutely love it. Yeah. It's one last chance to perform at Wimbledon.
I know.
Yeah, that could be a good one. Right. Are they playing it, or are they still practicing serves?
They're not playing on mine, but
okay. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, so I thought we. Oh yeah, no, they're not. They're still warming up. Yeah, with so that's kind of Danielle Collins going out. But is there any other kind of results you wanted to comment on from today, like thinking like noteworthy?
Oh gosh, I do forget what matches I've watched as soon as I've watched them. But Sebastian Baez going out, especially in the manner that he did yet again, 5-setter, this 2 sets up. I mean, it was incredible from Offner. I watched the sort of end of that match, and he did play a brilliant tiebreak. But yeah, and he was over the moon afterwards as well. Offner, it should be said, he was absolutely just so happy, which is lovely to see, especially with a 2-set comeback. But for Baez, it feels cruel.
Yeah, especially I think it's the third year in a row he's narrowly lost at Roland Garros. Our colleague Jethro, who is a big Baez fan, ironically, was very disappointed about this. So hopefully one day he'll have a big breakthrough at Roland Garros. But at the minute, Baez is patchy outside South America.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only other one that stands out for me is Shapovalov's win over TFO. Obviously, TFO not at his best at the moment, but I still think, especially having seen some of it and seeing Shapo's level, I think that was a really good win.
Yeah, and like Shapo and clay, so to get a win over someone who has a clay court title or a couple of clay court titles on their roster at CV is actually pretty good. So yeah, good win for Shapo today. I think the other match I think is noteworthy is Ostapenko's out. Lost to Towson. That was probably not a surprise, given Towson seemed to be on a mission. Towson played lights out tennis the last kind of couple of games. It was a real back and forth match. It was quite good between those two, and kind of what to be expected, some big hitting. But Towson. I don't know how much of an upset Ostapenko is, but certainly, especially in the context of we know how good Towson is, but certainly another big name going out, especially if you go by my power rankings.
Yes, I suppose it is. But like you say, not the biggest shock, really. I know somebody was asking me the other day whether I was sort of most concerned about Ostapenko in terms of thinking about Iga. And I'll be honest, I just wasn't, because I just didn't have much faith in her at all to make it that far. So I thought somebody would sort of end Ostapenko's run before then, and I wasn't sure who it would be, but Towson, I mean, she's playing really well, and she's got somebody next that I can't remember. That's
Kenin.
Interesting.
Kenin.
That's why it's interesting. Thank you. That will be very interesting.
Also interesting is the fact this match is now underway with Musetti serving first. He gets a backhand cross court. Monfils scrambles to reach it. Musetti's going to have the ball to root to Monfils. Monfils gets to it, but puts it in the net. But already seeing the defense of Monfils on display here on this opening point, 15-love. This is a point where we figure out how far ahead or behind Kira is, or whether she's actually way ahead of me.
That's what I'm trying to work out. I think that seemed pretty good. We'll see with this point.
Okay, we're actually in sync, which we normally are anyway. In many ways, inside Long's first serve from Musetti. Monfils resets, getting ready to prepare for the second serve. Musetti's going to launch into his service motion now. Goes short ball, backhand cross court from Monfils, and then reaches the forehand from Musetti, who then goes up the line, but wayward forehand. Not only in the tram line, but over the baseline, and it's 15-all. Looks like Musetti's trying to settle a little bit, whereas Monfils seems a bit more switched on out of the gate.
Yeah, I think so. Which is sort of understandable with the amount of time that Monfils has spent on this court previously and how well he knows it.
Match result to bring you right now as Zhang Zhizhen is through. He's beaten Lorenzo Sonego in 4 sets. So Zhang Zhizhen is through into the third round of the tournament Roland Garros. We've got a backhand cross court from Monfils, the backhand of Musetti, the single hander, still trading at the minute. Mussetti's going to go for the inside out forehand, but still going cross court. Now Musetti changes direction with the forehand. Monfils is there, still running everything down as he's throwing at him. Neither of them really going for it. Maybe this clay is kind of slowing things down a bit. Forehand from Musetti is long, and he's trying to hit through Monfils. Monfils is getting everything back, and he's forcing Musetti to go for bigger and bigger, and already trying to get the jump at the start of this game.
Sorry, I'm spending most of my time trying to fix my stream, but do carry on.
Yeah, right. We may have some technical issues with Kira, so I will let. We'll probably jump to around a bit and I'll describe, and then maybe Kira can give thoughts on the game as much as she sees it. We've got a very long first serve from Musetti, which is not what he needs. Clears the ball because it bounced right back at him, and it's 15-30. Monfils again looking dialed in, looking in the zone, trying to get an early break here on Musetti. Goes after the backhand here, but Long maybe overcooks that backhand because Musetti's second serve was very short, and Monfils looks somewhat quizzical, wondering how on earth he overplayed that backhand return.
Yeah, he'll be a little bit annoyed with that one. I'm back to normal, but yeah, I think he'll be a little bit frustrated with that one. He'll want a good start here.
As normal as you generally are, Kira. Serve up the tee from Musetti's actually returned by Monfils. Goes inside out now. Backhand from Monfils is looped. It's moonballed. Really like loopy shots. That's another moonball from Monfils. Musetti's going to go up the line. It's a battle of the moonballs right now. Musetti goes up the line. Monfils still manages to reach it, but loops the ball over. It was over mooned, and it's 40-30.
I've not heard that.
Don't know if I should ever use that word again. But...
No, I'm not sold on it myself. No.
40-30. Lorenzo Musetti gears up and serves out wide. Backhand it from Monfils is long. Great first serve from Musetti. He gets through that service game. He's got the early hold. Now Monfils is going to be coming out to serve once they swap sides, looking to maybe hope for a bit of a better start, trying to put the potential disappointment of that game behind him.
Yeah, I think he will be a little bit disappointed, but it's only the first game, so I'm sure he'll be able to shake that off quickly. I know this is broken record stuff, but it's so empty. I hate it. It makes me so cross.
I'm surprised how empty it is. Like, okay, VIP seats are a joke, always have been. But I'm surprised the rest of the stadium's not really filled in yet. I would have thought Monfils would have drawn a crowd. It's that, or the French the French are really slow to get there because they haven't had their second glass of wine yet.
They're just finishing. That's what I was just about to say. They're finishing off all the alcohol that they're not allowed to take in. Maybe there's a gaggle of them outside the door, just all necking pints of wine before they're allowed in.
That's an image. Let on that first serve from Monfils. Everything's kind of underway. I mean, what do you make of this zero alcohol policy at RG? I mean, it doesn't bother me, to be honest. I'm okay with it, but I understand if other people have it, why other people have issues with it.
Yeah, I'm just so the wrong person to ask because I don't drink. So for me, it's like I couldn't care less. But I'm trying to take in what other people might be thinking, and I can understand that there's some people, especially in a night session, who no, actually all day, isn't it? What we're talking about, but. I do understand that the people that would be slightly frustrated by that, especially because I'm not sure, especially when they asked Goffin about it earlier, that it seems to have come from somebody spitting on Goffin, but he's not even sure that they were actually drunk. It seems to have come from something a little bit strange, but I can understand why they're trying something.
I do think alcohol does cause most of the fan incidents we get. I am also similar to you. I do drink, but I don't drink to excess. So again, you and I would probably be heading into a tennis stadium completely sober. I am highly doubtful that John Silk has ever done that, even when he's covering a tennis tournament. I'm not saying he's necessarily drunk too much. I'm just saying he'll have had at least one beer in him at some point. So there you go. He's going to watch this back, isn't he? Right, 40 love Gael Monfils, who puts the first serve into the net. He's kind of going through this game fairly easily. The alcohol thing, I think that is I'm okay with. I'm okay with it. I think it might actually reduce disruption. Is it frustrating? And I don't get necessarily why it has to be a cultural thing. Lovely pass from Monfils to close the game out, 1 game all.
Yeah, that was really nice from Monfils. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just the wrong person to ask, but I can understand that for some people it would be quite frustrating, and especially if it is anything to do with the cause of all those empty seats, because people are eating, and usually, they might be eating dinner before this or whatever it might be, and they would usually just take their drinks and go to the stadium, and they're not able to do that, so they're not coming into the stadium. That's going to have the exact opposite effect of everything that we want to happen to crowds at tennis. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword in that way.
Musetti's serving now. I think we should address Sean's question that he put about 6 minutes ago. And I'm sorry, we kind of got. I think we've done this question before from someone else in the past. But if you could play mixed doubles with someone, who would it be? Now, someone. I don't know if Sean means a professional player, but I'm allowing you to open up that definition to anyone you want.
I'll stick with the professional players. I haven't seen enough otherwise, so I'll stick with professional players. If I was going to be really boring, I'd say something like Rafael Nadal. So I'm not going to be boring. Right now, I'm going to say I'd like to play mixed doubles with Zizou Bergs.
Okay.
And just because I think it would be so much fun.
Yeah, I can see that. He's quite a motivated guy. It would. I think that's the fun thing, right? Because for us, we're not hoping to win anything.
Not at all. I wouldn't even be thinking about winning. So yeah, I think he'd be fun, and he wouldn't take it too seriously, which I would need, because if I had someone taking it too seriously, I'd crumble.
Yeah, I think for similar reasons, I'd probably, if I'm going for pros, I'd go with Leylah Fernandez.
Yeah, that's a good one. And she's a good doubles player.
Exactly. Whereas Bergs, maybe, hey, he could be a good doubles player, but I've not seen him play doubles.
No idea.
Monfils puts a forehand or backhand over the baseline under pressure from Musetti, who's, he's not necessarily having it easy right now in these early stages.
No.
Also, someone who's not having it easy.
I wouldn't have
Go on.
I wouldn't have expected it to be too easy for him, especially in the early stages, to be fair. But
I was going to say, someone else is not necessarily having it easy right now is Casper Ruud, because even though he's set up, he's in a real battle with Davidovich Fokina. He's a break up in the second. I'm just having a look at a couple of other scores around the ground. Holger Rune is trying to close his match out. Shevchenko's just bageled Mute, who was 2 sets to love up. So he's managed to peg that one back. But no matches. I don't think there's any matches close to finishing. But there's probably maybe the Rune one. A friend of the show, Alina Avanesian, is actually a breakup in the second breakup against Anna Blinkova in the Battle of the Russians on court 2. That's something. So I'll keep an eye on scores always. But something to keep an eye on here is it's 30-all in this Musetti service game. What we're going to get from Musetti, goes up, tries to get up the tee, but he puts the first serve into the net. Hello, Shauna, by the way. 30-all. Second serve. One of the tightest moments you could possibly get in tennis. And it's a double fault. That's how tight it got. Break point Monfils already.
I know people always say this, but I could really feel that one building. I could feel the tension from Musetti there.
I mean, you can tell he's a little bit frustrated because Monfils is running down all of his shots. I think he's got a rack on pretty much everything Musetti's thrown at him. First serve is in play. Monfils gets that one back in play. Case in point. Now goes for the forehand looped right on the baseline. Then goes for another forehand, really sharp angle cross court. Musetti gets to it. Monfils is going to go up the line. That's almost a winner, but Musetti's somehow scrambled to it. But Monfils is all for the inside out forehand. Musetti's going to slice its way out, and Gael Monfils has broken already 2-1. What a rally, and what a way he took control, and showing that dynamism that we have come to expect from Gael Monfils over all these years.
Oh yeah, that's classic Monfils. You love to see it. I've been talking a few times recently on stream, I think, about players that I think are like universally or almost as close to universally liked as you can possibly be. People like Ons Jabeur, and for me, it's people like Gael Monfils. I mean, what's not to like about Gael Monfils? That was, yeah, brilliant stuff. I obviously aided by Musetti's double break, but that final point, wow.
Indeed. Wow. This is definitely exciting times, I think. Yeah, David in a double breakup. So we'll have to see how this all plays out later on. I mean, with Monfils, you are probably as steep. You've done all your research, Kira, but did you know that he almost won a calendar Grand Slam?
It's not ringing a bell.
No. Did you know? Okay. Gael Monfils in 2004 won Junior Australian Open, French Open, and Wimbledon.
There it is.
You want okay, I don't know if you're that steeped in junior knowledge, but do you know who won the 2004 Junior US Open?
I'm afraid my junior knowledge is clearly not up to scratch.
I mean, to be honest, mine is terrible as well. It's only because it's like this really unique thing, this really unique kind of situation of like, oh, that's. I'm just double checking, getting the year right, because I'm sure it was 2004, but now I'm doubting myself.
I'm sure it was.
Make sure it wasn't 2003 or something like that. Yes, it was 2004. It was Andy Murray winning the 2004 US Open in the juniors.
Oh, cute.
Always throwing the spanner in the works of someone's domination. That basically would sum up Murray's career.
That's him to a T. I bet he loves that. I bet he loves that he's done that to anyone.
Yeah, sorry, you're going to have to get through me, mate. We're into a rally here, by the way. Monfils slices the forehand. Backhand cross-court from Musetti forces the error from Monfils. That's probably the best point Musetti's played so far, 15-all. Yeah. So I think Monfils was a very fancied junior when he first broke onto the scene. I first remember seeing him playing Roger Federer in the 2008 French Open semis and thinking, good grief, this guy's got something here.
Yeah.
Who is this kid? It didn't quite work out after that point. Like he's always come up short of like a really big result, but he definitely entertained the crowd on that day. I think it was like 3 or 4 sets in the end, but they were. I think there were points where he did manage to frustrate Roger.
There's a lot of talk, isn't there, about whether Monfils' career, whether he should have done more, whether it's a bit of a missed opportunity type career. And I understand that people are going to talk about that sort of thing, but I don't know. I think the legacy that he has set and like the memories that we will have of him, I think he'll be pretty proud to have made. I think what he's done has been pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's had a very good career, all being told. Has he had a world-beating career? No, but he's got some good wins. He's got some big titles, and he has a very unique record with Novak Djokovic. All in all, maybe not necessarily things to be proud of, but I definitely think, and also like he's just one of the long list of players who suffered from being in the era of the big three. If none of them had showed up, he probably would have won one slam. Probably that 2008 French, actually. 30-all, by the way. Musetti definitely getting himself in these rallies here. Short second set from Monfils. Musetti's gone up the line. Monfils puts that backhand to the net under pressure from Musetti, and there's a break back point for the Italian.
Yeah, it almost feels like Monfils breaking him has sort of taken some of the pressure off Musetti. He looks a little bit less encumbered in this game.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think he is playing a little bit freer. I agree with you. He's we've got Monfils going to try and save break point. What's the crowd going to do to help? Great first serve from Monfils, which Musetti almost gets over the net, but doesn't quite make it. And it's break point saved with an unreturnable. Great job from Gael Monfils.
Yeah, nicely done. And a producer just telling us it's 1-all with Casper Ruud and Davidovich Fokina. So
I mean, Davidovich Fokina also got the early. I was watching the beginning of that match. He almost got the early break on Ruud. Monfils has got an overhead to put away there. Almost got the early break, and I think Ruud kind of grew into that second set, but it's definitely turning into a competitive one over on Suzanne Longman.
I mean, he's favourite for the title if you ask Tsitsipas, right?
What, Davidovich Fokina?
Yeah.
What? Hang on, where's that come from?
Tsitsipas himself, he said it. They asked him, who do you think's the favourite? And he said, Davidovich Fokina. And yes, I'm serious.
When did they ask him this?
I think it was just before the tournament in a press conference.
I'm sure, yeah, he's definitely being tongue-in-cheek there.
They sort of laughed and he said, I'm being serious. But yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, sure. Holger Rune looks like his match with Flavio Cobolli is going to get extended because he's a breakdown with he's leading by 2-0 but he's a breakdown. So that's a situation to maybe keep an eye on. Elena Avanesian has got break point to try and take a 5-love lead over Anna Blinkova in the second set and serve it out. Inside out forehand from Musetti. Monfils improvises a single-handed backhand, just sort of pokes it wide, and it's 15-love. And he's kind of shaking his head and smiling, going, yeah, it was worth a shot, I guess.
It was, you know.
Have you ever seen the footage of Gael Monfils dancing?
Oh, yes.
I think that's kind of what he's known for, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's brilliant. That's the sort of thing I think he'll be quite pleased to be known for as well. I think that's the sort of thing that when he does retire, and I hope it's no time soon, that sort of thing is the kind of thing he'll like to be remembered for.
I think the iconic commentary quote about Monfils does come from Robbie Koenig, as a lot of these usually do, when he shouts, Gael Monfils at his showman best.
Robbie is a master.
Yeah, so enthusiastic. I can't remember what the point was, but it was an incredible Monfils point. I do actually I've been trying to work out if you wanted to create the ultimate exhibition tournament where everyone involved is just going to showboat. Monfils is one of the first people to pick. Oh, drop shot from Musetti, by the way.
Yeah, that was a really nice drop shot as well.
Yeah, it's then well, then who else do you pick? But who else do you go for if you're going to go a full-on showboat exhibition tournament?
I mean, it depends. If we're talking showboat, where if you're talking tennis shots wise, you might go someone like Alcaraz.
Yeah, I can imagine Alcaraz being let loose to do whatever he wants. He'd have a lot of fun with that.
Exactly. Hubie Hurkacz and his tweeners. It would pretty much just be tweeners, but he does hit a lot of them.
I'd put Dimitrov in a similar category, and he can do a few more in there. Kyrgios is someone Ramage is putting in the chat. Obviously, yeah, he does like to mix things up a bit.
Could get an underarm serve, I suppose.
Bublik in that case.
If you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, you could put Bublik in the mix.
Yeah, no, Bublik. Yeah, Bublik's a good one.
Musetti game point at the minute. Monfils has taken it to 40-30. So he seems very much in every Musetti service game at the minute, not making things easy. But I don't know whether it's the fact that clay maybe just might not be my surface, but my observation is sometimes it just seems like it seems to be a real struggle to hit through the ball on this court sometimes. At the minute, this Roland Garros, where it just seems to kind of stick, and anyone's got time to pick it up.
That's got to be partly weather, right? I think.
Yeah, the humidity would probably make things a bit more kind of heavy.
I think they've been saying a little bit about the word heavy is what I feel like I've heard loads of, but yeah, it's a bit weird.
Rude's just broken early in the third set, so he's got 2 love leads. So that this match could go in very different directions. Avanasian is currently serving for the match at 6-3-5 love against Blinkova.
Wow.
Yeah. Looks like Noshkova's just got underway against Begu. What else have we got?
There's still quite a few women's matches to get. Oh, sorry.
No. Keep going.
There's still a lot of women's matches to get on court, right? Like a ridiculous amount for this time of night.
Including the 2 that I've been most looking forward to all day, or hoping we'd get to. Azarenka Andreeva and Stearns Kasatkina.
Yeah. I don't know whether they'll. I assume they will put them on, but I don't know.
You'd assume so, right?
They seem to be able to play really late with these floodlights, so.
Looks like we're going to do a battle on court 11. Thomas Mahac has 2 sets of love against Mariano Navone, but Navone's got an early break in the third. Rune's got break back points against Cobolli to make that match close. Love Monfils has a very clear let on that serve. So 15 love, first serve again. Goes out wide, comes in behind and puts away the volley. Lovely job. Serve volley on clay. That's how you hit through this court.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad. I've seen quite a lot of people using the serve volley. It's not a bad. It doesn't seem like a bad tactic.
No, I've never really worked out why it's a bad idea on clay, other than maybe your opponent's got a bit more time to get the return in. But I guess maybe modern players' serves are just bigger than they always were. 40 love, Gael Monfils. Again, motoring through another service game. Goes out wide with the first serve. Again, comes in behind, puts away the volley. Musetti gets a racket on it, but he can't control it. And 4-2. And Avanasian completes the bagel.
That's wow.
After Blinkova's tough win against Castella, bit of a flat next round.
Yeah, I was quite shocked that she beat Castella, but then I thought, oh, that must be a sign that she's playing pretty well. So.
I mean, you would have thought that when she played Raducanu in Australia, right?
Oh yeah, that was. She did play so well that game, though.
She played super well in that match. Sean, has Shelton won? I missed that.
Nishikori pulled out.
Oh, that's gutting.
Yeah, I know. I was really quite sad about it.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, do you want to comment on whether Shelton Felix is 50-50?
I certainly think so at the moment. I would even be inclined to give the edge to Felix on clay.
Yeah, you would expect that, but then it's Felix. Like, I don't think either of them are reliable to bat.
Yeah, I do get that, but I don't know. I always have a bit more faith in Felix than perhaps I should. Yeah, it might be 50-50 because it's Felix, but I think in a way it should be him.
Yeah, when I did my bracket, I had Shelton and Felix playing each other in round 3, and I initially went, Felix should win that on clay, and then I went, oh no, wait, it's Felix. I'm happy to be wrong though.
Yeah.
Like Felix at Roland Garros does seem to he does seem to be a lot better on clay. Great backhand from Gael Monfils. Hits into the open space and Musetti cannot run it down. He gets a frame on it, but that's about all he can do. And it's 15-30. Monfils motoring now.
Yeah. That's lovely.
Sweetly struck backhand. First serve from Musetti is good. Really short return from Monfils. He's going to go for the pass, but Musetti takes it out the air, and it's 30-all. Does it look a bit
talking to himself a lot?
Musetti.
Hmm.
I think maybe some back and forth with the coach as well. I think the stadium's starting to fill up a bit.
I hope so.
Does look like there's a few more people in there.
Yeah, it does.
Unreturnable serve from Musetti. (40-30). Trying to close this game out, keep the pressure up on Monfils. Keep making it interesting where he can. Musetti goes out wide, but misses the first serve. Second serve incoming for Lorenzo Musetti. Monfils steps back to hit the forehand. Short. Musetti really powers that forehand. Monfils gets a racket on it. Now he goes for the pass, but he hits the high part of the net. That was a monster forehand from Musetti, and it's so impressive that Monfils got something on it to try and extend the point, but Musetti gets it. Game.
I'm so surprised he got it back at all. I almost flinched when Musetti hit that forehand. It was, yeah, ridiculous.
That has to be the biggest shot that's been hit all night so far.
Probably all day.
Maybe a bit harsh on Ostapenko and Towson, but there you go.
I probably meant on this court. I've not been super impressed by the matches on Philippe Chatrier today, so I probably meant on this court more than anything.
I mean, yeah, if you've had Chatrier day tickets, you were probably a lot less treated than you were yesterday.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Straightforward wins for Sabalenka, for Djokovic, and who was between Sabalenka and Djokovic?
Svitolina.
Yes, against Paris. Paris did fight back in that second set.
She did. She did. That was the most excitement that they got today, really, was that end of the second set.
Seems to be a marathon game going on here between Cobolli and Rune, who's still trying to break back in this third set. I'm just looking around, seeing where any matches that are looking close to completion. Kasper's conceded the break to Savadovic Fokina, but he's got a point to reinstate it. On Chatrier, Monfils is trying to is just stepping out on court. What were you going to say, Kira, about that match?
He's such a difficult man to root for, Casper Ruud. I love him, but
what a rocket return from Lorenzo Musetti. He's really swinging through that forehand now. Love 15.
Yeah, I think he's realised that's the only way he's going to get anything past Monfils.
In which case, he's going to have to hope that keeps working. Monfils tries to power through that forehand, but he puts it in the net. It's love 30. So the dynamic of the match seems to be shifting after being a bit tentative to start with, and then Monfils quite happy to sort of run around and put everything back. Musetti's decided to try and up the pace. First serve from Monfils out wide. Oh, and the follow-up volley's in the net. Another mega return from Musetti. Monfils found it difficult to control. It's love 40 already. Suddenly this first set's back on.
Yeah, Monfils just isn't expecting this sudden sort of, it's a real change from Musetti, so it feels like Monfils just not expecting it at this point.
First serve is in from Monfils. He takes the pace off it, and Musetti's ball is in the court. Lots of time to prepare for the response. Monfils is good with the backhand to the Musetti forehand. He goes up the line. Monfils moonballs the forehand. Musetti goes back behind. Monfils goes across court. Musetti goes over the baseline. That was an overhit forehand, 15-40. That was, again, Monfils kind of playing a little bit safe there, but it did work out.
Yeah. I mean, Musetti's not going to get those forehands in every single time. It's whether he can get them in enough that Monfils can keep playing it safe, and that's enough. I'm not sure it will be.
See how it goes. 30, trying to get to 30-40. Monfils comes behind with the volley. Musetti doesn't quite run that down. Serve volley works. 30-40. Called that point before it even started.
That serve volley is looking pretty strong.
Definitely it. Right. Gael Monfils serving to try and save another break point. Musetti goes inside out, backhand cross court from Monfils. Musetti's going to go for the drop shot. Monfils is going to be quick enough to get it. Yes, that's going to give Musetti the chance to pass at the net, which he does with a great slice backhand. The single-hander coming into its own, and Lorenzo Musetti's back on terms in the set 4-all.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good from Musetti. I don't know how Monfils got to that drop shot in the first place. But yeah, Musetti put it away really well.
Matthew, we talked about the alcohol ban earlier in the stream, but yes, it is true. And Schwarner saying, we were talking about maybe Monfils hopefully making his first French Open final. He's confident that Svitolina can make the final. Obviously, Mrs. Monfils.
Mrs. Monfils, indeed. I mean, her next round looks pretty favourable. But then it's Raducanu, right?
Oh, yeah, that would be tough, I think. I mean, Svitolina did manage to test Sabalenka in Rome, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And Raducanu has not looked infallible as of yet, but she might grow a bit into the tournament.
Indeed not. In fact, she's been somewhat touchy. Apparently, no one's wanted to talk to her in press after her win today.
No, I thought that was a bit harsh, to be honest. But, I mean, maybe she didn't want to talk to them either, so maybe it worked all round.
I can't... If I was a tennis player, I would not want to do media. I know I'd do it because I would only do it because I had to. But, yeah, I'm not surprised they let off steam occasionally.
Yeah, I know. I just... If people judged me on like my off days, or if we judged everyone on their off days, nobody would ever like each other or be impressed with each other ever. I feel like Raducanu has had multiple press conferences where I've heard her give, incredibly polite, sometimes quite insightful, thoughtful responses. She does one where she's clearly not up for it at all, and suddenly everyone's accusing her of all sorts. I don't know. I think it's harsh.
Yeah. I think I would agree with that. Just let off some steam on a press conference now and again.
I also think and I know, some people might not like this approach or agree with me, and that's fine. But I do think if certain top men on the tour had that sort of press conference and they were having an off day and were sort of saying, next question, please, we'd be much quicker to turn it into a joke rather than somebody being rude.
I think that's fair, to be honest. I think, I think they might get away with it a little bit more. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
You can if you want. I'm not trying, but I think it's not that some people might still think it was rude if it was certain, top men on the tour. But I think, the fact that Raducanu was sort of laughing about it herself, even though it was, she was obviously also really not up for it. And I'm not going to argue with that at all. But I think, to a point, it's one rule for one and another for everyone else.
Speaking of rude, he's in trouble again. It's 2-2, but Davidovich again has a break point on the other court. 30 all from Musetti. He's not out the woods yet. Those forehands got him into a good position in the last game, but he's gone long with the first serve, trying to go out wide. Second serve, 30 all. We've been here before.
He'll know it as well. I think this one's in.
Oh, yeah. Second serve, well in. Backhand Monfils kicks up. Forehand Musetti inside out. Backhand Monfils safely to the Musetti forehand strike zone. Monfils goes cross court. Musetti's going to drop shot again. Monfils is going to get there. Scoops it up. Almost past Musetti in a really awkward spot to bounce. Musetti puts it in the net. Monfils fist pumps because he's got a break point to try and re-establish his advantage in the set.
If there's one thing Musetti needs to learn, and needs to learn incredibly quickly, it is that Monfils is going to get there. So whatever he thinks he can do with drop shots and so forth, he's going to get there. So he needs to get it into his head immediately.
30-40. What's Monfils going to do? He looks ready for whatever Musetti's going to serve for him. First serve into the net from Musetti, so it's going to have to be a second serve for the Italian. On Philippe Chatrier. Goes out wide. Monfils runs around to hit an inside out forehand return. Slice backhand from Musetti, goes back behind. Monfils is going to chop that one back into play. Musetti has to step back to hit the backhand cross court. Again, slice from Monfils. Musetti up the line. Monfils gets to it. Musetti's at the net, scooping it up. Monfils is going to have to hit passing shots. Musetti hits the ball. Monfils hits it into the open court. He hits the pass. The crowd are on their feet, and he's loving the attention right now as Gael Monfils. Here we go. Gael Monfils is going to be serving for this first set. What a rally, Kira.
Oh my God, that was tense to say the least. I don't know how Monfils was getting it back. I don't really know how Musetti was getting it back because it was on his feet half the time and he was at the net and he was all over the shot completely with his balance. So yeah, both did well, but in the end, Monfils just way more.
Off balance is actually about right because yeah, Musetti was in good positions, but Monfils was putting in places that was really awkward. Just seeing pictures that Tommy Paul has gotten through, Fabio Fognini 1-1 and 2, like comprehensive win for the 2015 Open Junior Champion.
I'm a Tommy Paul truther. I think he's gonna beat Djokovic.
When? At round 4?
Yeah.
Is that when you were playing? Wow. I mean, with the way Djokovic is, not beyond the rounds. Rune has been taken to a fourth. Really. Sorry, I should wait. I should give you longer before you speak. Yeah.
No,
Paul, not beyond
it's just there's a bit of a delay, so it's difficult. it's honestly it's the delay.
Okay, so I need to remember there's a delay. Cool. Right, Gael Monfils, same for the set, 5-4. Stepping out, I mean, like, he could get used to this, really. Don't forget, he is on a 2-match winning streak on Philippe Chatrier. But Nick, how is it 2? It's only the second round. Answer, he won the first round at the 2023 French Open and then didn't play any other matches. Double fault to start this game, though, from Monfils, love 15. He shouldn't be tight now.
No. Just a brief moment at the start of a service game.
Indeed. Checking around here. So we've got new match underway. Yeah, we've got a backhand from Musetti looped. Foot inside out forehand from Monfils. The Musetti backhand, it goes back towards the strike zone of Monfils. Keeps going inside out. Musetti's going cross court with the backhand, pushing Monfils back. Now again, tries to go for the backhand, but he's dragged it wide, 15 all.
You know, Gael Monfils is starting to look a little bit tired, which to me is always when he's about to play his best tennis, is when he looks pretty tired.
He's motivated to get through this next bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
First serve out wide from Monfils. Then takes the backhand. Oh, he tried to go back behind Musetti, put it in the net. 15-30.
I shouldn't have said anything about best tennis. That was awful.
Commentator's curse from Kira.
Yeah.
We've all been there. First serve out wide from Monfils was a good one. Musetti chopped back into play. Monfils goes up the line. Musetti's going to have trouble getting to that one, but he still hits the defensive shot. Monfils goes back behind. Musetti's having to scramble that one back. Monfils steps into the court, goes for the drop shot. Musetti's going to reach it. Powers the backhand. Monfils is going to just about reach it, but Musetti's covers the passing shot, puts the volley away, and it's 15-40. Break back point for Musetti. Monfils had opportunities there, but Musetti was covering where he needed to cover.
Yeah. I feel like Monfils will be a little bit disappointed, though. I think a lot of this has been on him.
First serve long from Monfils. This set may well be getting extended. I'm talking tennis. And there's a double fault again. 2 double faults in the game, and that hands that straight to Musetti. 5-all. Not good at all.
That was, not great. And maybe he is just tired. Maybe it's not. Usually I think it's a bit of a ploy, but maybe he is just a little bit tired. I mean, Musetti has been running him around the court. But yeah, interesting to see whether Musetti can sort of consolidate this now and go for the tiebreak, perhaps.
Musetti running everyone, running Monfils ragged as... Oh, great shot from Musetti, way out of court, still gets it in. Backhand Musetti to the backhand of Monfils, scramble it in. Inside, forehand, inside, in forehand from Musetti. Huge, 15-love. What a rally.
That was big. Very impressive.
Slice from Monfils, really, really good there. Lots of great battles going on all over Roland Garros, but we're going to stick with this one here. Backhand slice from Monfils to the drive volley from Musetti, who then drop shots Monfils. Monfils runs to it. He's going to cut back. He's going to reach that volley from Musetti, but Musetti's now got a really short overhead. Monfils gets a racket on it. He's not going to get a racket on that. Oh, he thought about it. He really almost did, but not quite there for Gael Monfils. It's 30-love Musetti.
I think Musetti's getting away with a little bit here because he is playing well, don't get me wrong, but at times he's really underestimating Monfils' movement because he sort of batted one back there on the backhand because he thought Monfils wouldn't get there, and it made the point way longer, way harder to win.
That's kind of been how Musetti's been playing the whole match. As he puts away a very short return from Monfils, has to really scoop that one from almost behind him. And like we've been used to Monfils show reels, Musetti's putting on a show round right here.
Yeah,
we talked about whether
he'd be able to rise to the occasion. It's pretty impressive how he's been able to do that, especially with Monfils going ahead twice.
It's not efficient tennis, but it's fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
40-love Musetti, who puts the first serve into the net to try and close this game out and put Monfils in a position where instead of being up in the set, he's going to be behind and serving to stay in it. Second serve from Musetti to the Monfils backhand, really sharp angle, slice from Musetti, forehand up the line from Monfils. Musetti's going to try and scrabble that one back. He can't. It's over the baseline and Monfils gets a point. That's going to make him feel a little bit better. 40-15.
Just a little bit.
Teensy bit better. 40-15. Lorenzo Musetti has had to have a lot of second serve save by the look of it. Not getting a lot of points behind them either. First serve out wide. Monfils gets the ball back in play. Musetti goes back behind with the forehand. Now tries to go backhand across court. Monfils is there. Plays the backhand right back at Musetti. Goes inside out with the forehand. Monfils goes up the line. Cross court forehand Musetti. Monfils goes up the line. Slice from Musetti. Backhand Monfils right back at Musetti. He's going to go up the line with the backhand. Puts it in the net. 40-30. I mean, we're talking about Musetti way kind of batting things back. It does feel like both players are kind of batting the ball to each other.
Yeah, to a point. I'm getting tired just watching them, just running around the place.
Alex de Minaur has just booked his place into round 3. He completes a straight set win over Jaume Munar. 40-30, Musetti, third game point. The first serve is a bullet into the net. Maybe an anticlimax for those who may be listening to the commentary and not actually having pictures. Second serve, Monfils. Oh my word, what a return from Monfils. That was craftily placed. Whoa, juice. Hello, Nerlan. Just in time.
Yes. That return always makes me laugh because there's like nothing on it, but it's just so brilliantly put that it doesn't matter.
Deuce. Lorenzo Musetti goes out wide. Forehand from Monfils into the net. That's probably the weakest return he's hit all day. But it was a first serve from Musetti, so can't be too harsh on it.
No, that's true. He hasn't had to face too many of those, has he?
He hasn't, although I do feel like he did have a play on that return.
Yes, yeah.
Like it was kind of middle of the net where it ended up. Musetti goes up the tee. Great return again from Gael Monfils. I think it was a let. It was a let. Musetti's picking up a new tennis ball. Probably a bit disappointed from both players. I think Musetti thought he might have had a play on that, but here comes Musetti, goes out wide, backhand Monfils, cross court, backhand Musetti into the net. Just hit the top of the net, and it's deuce. Tight game, this one.
That one was a weird one as well. There was, yeah, he just sort of judged that wrong, I think. It was really close.
We've all, hey, look, it's not like everyone's a perfect judge of these things. So where are we at? Around, I'm just checking around the grounds a bit, but we've got a great first serve from Musetti, but it's gone long, so it's a second serve. Looked good on the camera, on like the court level view, but that doesn't tell you everything, unfortunately. Backhand from Monfils, the backhand of Musetti, backhand Monfils cross court. Musetti's backhand goes cross court again. Backhand more in the middle from Monfils. Inside out forehand from Musetti. Backhand again, Monfils trying right at Musetti. He's going for launching the inside out forehand. Monfils is still getting to it. Musetti tries to change direction, puts it in the net, and it's advantage Monfils. And yet again, he's frustrating his Italian opponent.
Frustrating is the word for sure. I think Musetti's looking pretty frustrated. He's a funny one because he's not super outwardly frustrated very often, but he's someone that I think you can really see it on his face when he's not very happy.
First serve off the top of the net and well out from Lorenzo Musetti. Advantage. Gael Monfils, facing a second serve to try and serve for this again. Really short from Musetti, really short return from Monfils. Up the line from Musetti, what a winner on the backhand. Oh, that was high risk and such a high reward.
I'm surprised he went for it, but it probably did need to be that good.
Lewis thinking that Monfils is going to be the winner. Matthew telling us about the Mute match. Yeah, I've got that score up. That looks like it might be over soon. Deuce from Musetti, who serves and then goes forehand up the line back to Monfils, who goes cross court. Drop shot from Musetti is going to be wide. Another break point for Monfils. Huge. That drop shot might have worked because Monfils, that was quite far away, but it just fell wide.
Yeah, I still feel like he would have got there, but maybe I'm just, I just feel like he gets to everything.
He is getting to everything at the minute, and maybe that is what is contributing to Musetti's frustration. Musetti goes up the tee with the first serve. Great first serve as Monfils' return is wide, and it's another break point saved by Musetti. Critical game, this one, you would think.
Yeah, it sort of feels like it. I think in a way, even if Monfils breaks, you sort of feel like, can he serve it out this time? Because he struggled so much last time. But yeah, a pretty important one nonetheless.
First serve from Musetti into the net. Second serve coming up for Lorenzo Musetti. Still super tight game. Middle of the box, first serve up the tee, backhand slice from Musetti. Monfils is running around to hit a forehand, goes inside out. Backhand Musetti cross court. The Monfils forehand is still hitting towards the Musetti strike zone. Musetti hits a forehand up the line. Monfils is there. Forehand Musetti to the Monfils backhand who goes cross court. Musetti's going to go up the line. Monfils got to run for it, but it kicks up as a really awkward shot, well behind the baseline. And Monfils' ball hits the net, and Musetti finally gets a game point.
There's an I don't know what relation she is to Musetti, but there's a sort of slightly older woman in the back of his box who looks like she's losing the will to live. Oh wow.
Lorenzo Musetti out wide on the first serve. Oh, that was almost a great return from Monfils. It didn't really matter in the end because the first serve was wide from Musetti. So close to the line to these players. Serve from Musetti. Forehand Monfils is shanked. That's a shank and a half. And there we go. Musetti holds serve. And we are, and Monfils will now have gone from serving for the match to serving, not the match, the set. Yeah, I'm writing him off already. Maybe I'm saying this first. I don't know. Do you think whoever wins this first set's going to win the match, Kira?
No, I'm not going to go that far quite yet. For 3 days.
I thought you were going to rescue me there.
Sorry, I couldn't quite go with that one. But it has felt like a lot. It's been a long evening. There's a lot of tennis going on.
There is a lot of tennis going on. There are 2 matches that are almost entering completion as Corentin Moutet is about to serve for his match against Alexander Shevchenko, and Jan-Lennard Struff is serving for the match against Alexander Bublik. Order of play looks like it's out tomorrow. Coco Gauff is going to be up first on Felix Shapchenko against Jastrzębska, then Kotov against Sinner, then Świątek against Bushkova, and then the night match is Sebastian Korda against Carlos Alcaraz. That's actually a really good order of play.
It is. Yeah, we almost sound surprised, but it is a really good order of play.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be that surprised.
Have you got any thoughts at all on only having male night matches?
I do. That would be an episode of WTA Weekly in itself.
Cool.
I am not a fan of always putting it. I get why I agree with having one night match. I don't agree with it always being the men. Like, it's just ridiculous, especially since the women have probably been producing the most memorable matches, even if Świątek Osaka didn't happen in the way that it did. Yeah, I've been seeing much more fuss about the women's matches this early on than the men.
Yeah.
But hey, Monfils and Musetti could be about to change that. I do have to tease you a little bit, Schwarner, because you asked about 4 minutes ago, isn't Monfils playing Djokovic in round 3 or 4? I think you're getting ahead of yourself, but the winner of this match plays Djokovic in the next round. But it could be Djokovic Musetti at this rate. Forehand, it's a long rally again as Monfils goes up the line. Backhand Musetti. The backhand of Monfils into the net. Love 15. Yeah, Schwarner definitely getting ahead of himself there.
Easily done. Easily done.
Hey, look, like we've all been there. Matthew, bring us live updates of Corentin Moutet. Jan-Lennard Struff is through. He is knocked out Alexander Bublik. No surprise there. Quite a few of us have, Miles and I have Struff going deep in this tournament.
I'd possibly have him going too deep.
Wait, how far do you have him?
Semi-final.
Oh, same as Miles.
Really?
Yeah. Miles also has him in the semis. I have him in the quarters. Forehand up the line from Musetti, who's got love 30. Backhand Monfils, and Musetti backhand cross court. So good at landing these balls in at the minute. Both of them inside out forehand from Musetti. Backhand Monfils right at the Musetti forehand. It goes up the line. Great shot from Musetti. Monfils is going to run it down. Volley to put away from Musetti. And Monfils cannot run it down. Love 40, 3-set points for Lorenzo Musetti. And it's so odd that over the course of about an hour-long set that we are not talking about Gael Monfils having set points. We are talking about Lorenzo Musetti having set points.
After his initial wobble, he has played so well. Musetti.
First serve is wide from Gael Monfils. French players getting tight all over the court by the look of it, according to Matthew. Backhand from Musetti into play. Forehand Monfils cross court. Forehand Musetti up the line. And Monfils is long with the backhand, and Musetti celebrates. I don't know how he won that set. Probably with some huge forehands that shifted the momentum. But Musetti is a setup, not Monfils. Kira, your thoughts on that set?
I mean, it's a difficult one for Gael Monfils to take because, as you say, I do think the forehands change the momentum, but there's also, you know, those two double faults when Monfils was serving for that first set had a massive contribution to him not being able to close that out. And I think that'll be really tough for him to take. You know, it's probably true that it's more important that this is as short a match as possible for Monfils than it is for Musetti. He's likely to cope better if this one goes long, just in terms of physically. So, yeah, really, I think it will be really disappointing for Monfils to have lost that first set.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed too, and you can tell that out there right now. I'm just looking around what's going on. Casper Ruud has won the third set against David Fokina, so he now leads 2-1. What else have we got? Holger Rune has a breakup in the fourth. It's 3 games away from sealing the deal against Cobolli. We have Count Khachanov is now 2 sets to love up against Cobolli. So that one might come on radar. Noshkov is now a breakdown to Begu. Maybe a surprise to some. Not necessarily to me. I think Begu was potentially good form. Taylor Fritz at a set or with Dusan Lajovic. That one could be a battle there. And yeah, I think we're kind of up to date around the grounds. We'll probably... Oh, and Peyton Stearns against Daria Kasatkina has just got underway now, which is a match that I've been looking forward to. But I think this match has got something special all over it. Spatay gets the job done against Shevchenko. Thank you, Matthew, for letting us know.
It's quite an impressive win from Rune, in a way.
He's looking good, this Roland Garros. He seems to have picked himself up here.
The crowd are doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
I think he is fairly light for the crowd to lift. That could have had a compliment, couldn't it? Anyway, Musetti gets the first point of this second set.
Either way. Oh, dear.
Nick continuing to dig himself verbal holes live on Talking Tennis. Another long rally here between Musetti and Monfils. Musetti's going up the line with the forehand. Monfils tries to change direction with the backhand, drags it slightly wide and cross court. And that is a 30 lovely for Musetti. And it does feel very much like Musetti has got momentum here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to answer Swarner in the chat, has Mute ever reached round 3 of a major before? I'm pretty sure he reached round 4 once. Maybe more than once, but certainly at least once.
I can look it up.
Of US Open, I believe.
Are you going off memory here? What have you got in front of you?
Not memory of the match, but memory of looking up Musetti relatively
Is that something
recently.
you do often?
Yeah, I like to just make sure I just run through Musetti's Wikipedia page roughly once a month.
I tell you what, though, you are spot on. He did reach the 4th round of the US Open back in 2022. Should be expected.
Okay, no, the monthly.
What were you saying there? Sorry, I forgot about the delay again.
No, it's very frustrating. It's fine. It's not your fault. I was going to say my monthly Musetti checkup is alive and well and working in good order.
This is why Kira's the expert.
Oh dear. I was actually just writing an article that happened to be relevant, so that's why I looked him up. I promise I don't have a monthly Musetti checkup. I'm just going to turn my lights on.
Is there when's the article due to come out? Who with?
Oh gosh, at some point. Let's not put a deadline on it.
Good. You like good. You like you don't work to deadlines like a good journalist.
Yeah, that's my niche.
40-30, Monfils, Musetti, who's ballooned an overhead and suddenly letting Monfils back into this a little bit. First serve out wide from Musetti, who goes inside out with a forehand. Backhand Monfils, the forehand of Musetti short. Backhand Monfils up the line. Forehand Musetti cross court. Forehand Monfils cross court again. Still trading at the minute. Still so many long rallies in this match. Huge forehand cross court from Musetti. Ends up in the net, but back to deuce, and Monfils is fist pumping. He's making this a real fight tonight.
I was just getting ready to say about, I feel like the problem with these long rallies is that Musetti's able to put a bit more on it, and then Monfils with that massive forehand blows that out of the water, as I would hope he would.
You could also say that these long rallies are frustrating Musetti because Monfils' defense is just keeping him at every point.
Mm.
Forehand inside out from Musetti. Backhand Monfils just clears the net. Drop shot from Musetti. Monfils is not going to reach it. It's an advantage to the Italian. Hello, Jamari. Lovely to see you. Jake is saying that Musetti's got the better chance to make it competitive with Novak. Which, yes, you are pointing out that ridiculous head-to-head that Monfils has.
Yeah.
Backhand cross court from Musetti, who's still peppering the Monfils backhand, still going cross court. Short from Musetti. Now Monfils is going to come in behind, puts it in the right place, perfectly placed, and we're back to deuce.
He looks into it, Monfils. He's fist pumping again. He sort of feels like he's picked himself up a bit after that first set.
Does appear to be that way. Musetti serves at the tee. Backhand Monfils. The drop shot from Musetti is very, very good. Advantage of Musetti. That was a beautifully stroked drop shot.
Yeah, and even if it's not working all the time because Monfils' movement is so good, it's working enough of the time for it to be a viable tactic.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. By the forehand cross court from Musetti forces an error from Monfils. It kicks up really high and out of range, and Musetti finally gets through that game. Just looking around, Holger Rune's conceded the break back to Cobolli, who looks like he might be about to take that match to a fifth. Tight second set between Irani and Navarro. We don't have any obvious candidates for a winner in the matches we have on court at the minute. They're all kind of they all look like they're going fairly long, so we may not have any kind of results to bring you. I have neglected Nerland's question from a while back because I was focusing on kind of the action, but you're asking about if Swiatek is to reach the final and play against Raducanu. do I think the match is going to be easier or harder for Iga? I think first of all, I think Sabalenka needs to be in the mix as well. I think this applies to whether it's Raducanu or Sabalenka. I'm going to say easier because she's had that warm up with Osaka. It's really going to depend on who she gets sort of in the run up and how she manages climbing back up after that sort of high, taking it out of her mentally a little bit. If she makes her way through the draw, I could see her being very prepared, and there's enough, and the Osaka match will be in enough recent memory that she can handle it pretty well. That would be my take on it. I'll let you come in on this one, Kira, if you want.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I sort of think her next match is almost the most important in terms of this because, you know, after she came through against Danielle Collins in the Australian Open, in that massive, you know, huge match, very similar in some ways, I sort of thought, right, yeah, she's come through that. Now she's going to kick on and just keep going. And then obviously Noskova happened. I almost think that's sort of come down from the Osaka match. It's going to be really important that tomorrow's match she can get through that. And in theory, I think it would be very helpful if she gets through that pretty easily. And then I think she'll have a lot more confidence and those matches later on will be easier.
By the way, I want to say that we've been talking about on our Iga tangent, Monfils has hit two beautiful shots, a beautiful drop shot of his own, and then another drop shot followed by a wonderful struck backhand volley past Musetti to get to 30-15 in the service game. It's the same pattern I've noticed, and it's not just the Collins match. Like, remember Bencic, then Svitolina at Wimbledon? Same thing again. Yeah. So the question is whether... because Rune is quite rightly saying that Bushkova is the next opponent. Whether Bushkova has the tools to take advantage of Iga potentially having a bit of a come down from that match.
Yeah.
I think most people I've spoken to have said Swiatek should be able to easily beat Bushkova. But I've also spoken to a lot of people who thought she'd easily beat Osaka. So my confidence in other people in the situation is not particularly high.
I don't know. It's a bit different with Bushkova, isn't it? Because we know Osaka has an insanely high level at her peak because we've seen it, even though it was a couple of years ago now. So we know that that's insider. We certainly weren't expecting it yesterday. I don't think many people were expecting that level from Osaka yesterday, but we know that she's got it somewhere. Bushkova, not necessarily. We don't necessarily see that. So I would hope that Iga would be able to come through that one. That's tough for Monfils.
Double fault for Monfils to give Musetti a breakpoint chance. He was looking so good and not quite there. Okay, well, extra pressure for Swiatek to win this match because Shauna will cancel their membership if she loses that one. I think there would be a lot of frustration there. But you're right, like the peak levels from Svitolina and Noskova were also there as well. Serve from Monfils up the tee, tries to send break point, goes inside out on the forehand. Musetti's going to go for the backhand looped cross court. Pushes Monfils back. Drop shot from Musetti is so good because Monfils was so far behind the baseline and Musetti gets the early break.
Yeah, sort of what I expected, to be honest, even though Monfils, looked like he'd sort of picked himself up for this second set. I wasn't sure whether, Musetti seemed like on such a high at the last one. It feels like his level of tennis is a little bit too good right now.
Yeah, I think the minute Musetti is just able to deal, like he's finding ways around Monfils' defense now.
Yeah, he's learned how to deal with it almost.
By the way, we are going 5. Not here, but on court 14, because Holger Rune from bring a break up in the fourth has conceded the fourth set 6-3 to Flavio Cobolli. Is there an upset brewing on the outer courts?
That's kind of exciting, that one.
Monfils, Mussetti's going to take a volley out the eye, gets the overhead. Monfils is going to get a racket on that one again because it didn't have enough on it. Musetti goes for the drop overhead. That was super cool to see, and gets the opening point. And Monfils is hunched over, wondering how much he can keep running. 15 love for Musetti.
Musetti is sort of playing Gael Monfils tennis against Gael Monfils to a certain point in terms of, like you said earlier, the showmanship. That drop volley is ridiculous.
Forehand from Monfils into play. Musetti nets that forehand. 15 all. Just checking, I think we're into a third between Sorrento and Misolic. That'll be one to keep an eye on later on. It's going with serve between Sturridge and Kasatkina, 4-3 in that opening set. Lots of great tennis going on right now.
Yeah, Mahatch Navoni looks pretty interesting as well. That could be going to a fifth.
Yeah, that's going 5. Forehand up the line from Monfils. The backhand of Musetti. Forehand Monfils. Forehand Musetti. Drop shot Monfils. Backhand Musetti cross court to the backhand of Monfils. Backhand Musetti even. Forehand inside out Monfils. Backhand cross court. Forehand Monfils inside out. Backhand Musetti. Now we've got Monfils going inside out again. Still going cross court. It's ridiculous. Now Monfils changes direction. Runs to catch the cross court from Musetti, who still keeps pummeling the cross court there. Musetti's going to go up the middle this time. Monfils goes up the line. Slice from Musetti. Monfils goes cross court. Backhand Musetti up the line. Forehand Monfils inside out. Pressuring Musetti on the backhand. Slice just clears the net. Backhand again. Musetti cross court. Monfils miscues his own backhand. 30-15. I had no idea he was going to win that one.
It's quite tough to watch some of these points because the longer it goes on, the more it feels like Musetti's going to take it, and the more crushing it feels to Gael Monfils every single time.
This match is not going 5, is it? Surely they can't sustain this for 5 sets.
No.
You never know, though. Jamari's asking, is there a cut-off time or curfew for the outer matches because of darkness? No, because we've been getting matches going until like 1 a.m. in Paris.
Yeah. Seem to have invested in some pretty strong floodlights.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, maybe Wimbledon would work. And they went, no, it's grass. Grass gets wet at night.
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to change the surface for it to work at Wimbledon, and we don't want that. Inside out forehand from Monfils. It covers the net beautifully there. 40-15. No, 30 all. What do I talk about? Musetti's the one serving. You would think I'm watching this match and I know what's going on.
It's because they both begin with an M. That's my excuse.
Look, whatever happens cannot be as bad as the Azarenka-Sabalenka incident.
No, you're right. It can't. So everything's it's all up from here, right?
No. It's for my forever shame.
I don't think so.
You're way more generous to me than I am about myself.
Yeah, that's always the way with everyone, isn't it? You got to shed your shame. That's also a monthly thing. You do a monthly Mute check-in on Wikipedia, and then you do a monthly shed your shame.
This is going in directions I was not expecting. 40-30.
It's talking tennis for you.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, 40-30. Musetti trying to consolidate this break that he's got. Don't think we're anywhere near to any match points coming up. The closest is maybe Emma Navarro is at 5-all, second set, leading Irani by a set. Drop shot Musetti to finish game to the Italian.
You stop running for them now as well, Monfils.
Nerline, yes, Azarenka Andreeva. I'm very much looking forward to that match. I'm hoping I can catch some of it. Maybe if this match sort of motors through.
Yeah, it's a good job that Cobolli Rune match has gone 5 from that perspective because it's the same court, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Now seeing that mid-table match point well after the event. Schwarner asking, is the expansion of Wimbledon still happening? They're still hoping it is, but they've got some political hurdles to overcome before it can happen. I think that's probably the simplest way of explaining it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, at the minute, the momentum feels very solidly behind Musetti, but I can't say that Monfils is going to make it easy for him.
No, never. Never. And I wouldn't ever count him out either.
Never count out Monfils. That's a good... Okay, I'm going to say this now. Let's say Musetti gets through this match. He gets the job done. How much of a threat to Djokovic do you see him being? Because they have history.
They do. Musetti has shown that he can be effective against Djokovic. The issue for me is the idea of Musetti being effective against Djokovic in a 5-set match. I'm not sure I see that happening. I could see him getting a set. I could maybe even see him getting 2, but winning a 5-set match against Djokovic, I really don't see Musetti being at that level. I'd be very impressed if I'm wrong, and good for him if I am. But I think he'll really struggle. And also, I don't know if you caught any of Djokovic today, but his level it certainly seemed like it was on the up.
Okay. Djokovic is going to be ready for whatever is brought to him.
Yeah.
I mean, with that in mind, huge forehand winner from Monfils. It's got to be the biggest forehand he's hit all night. For love. With that in mind, then, I mean, like if Djokovic is running through the gears and raising his level, how confident are you feeling about that Tommy Paul battle in round 4 if we get that one?
Less confident, shall we say, than I was before the tournament.
Yeah.
But Tommy Paul is racing through. Tommy Paul is racing through this tournament. I know it's only been 2 rounds, but so far he has come through incredibly easily. So if he also comes through his round 3 incredibly easily, then who knows? Perhaps he'll be nice and fresh and ready for... I think he'll always be ready for the big stage, Tommy Paul.
So who do you have playing Jan-Lennard Struff in your bracket out of that quarter? Because if Paul's beating Djokovic, I'm assuming you've got either Tommy Paul or Casper Ruud playing Struff.
Casper Ruud.
Okay. Casper Ruud, Jan-Lennard Struff, with Casper Ruud making the final and playing.
Indeed.
Indeed, yes.
Cruel of me, really, to lose another one.
Have you got Alcaraz winning it?
Yeah.
You and most of the Talking Tennis team, I think. Or maybe not most, almost half.
Yeah, most of the people I've spoken to have said Alcaraz, yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the direction other people are going in.
But not for much reason, as far as I'm concerned, at least.
I am probably in the minority group who picked Djokovic to win.
It feels as good a shout as any to me, to be honest. Even though I'm saying, oh, he's going to lose Tommy Paul, like it's still such a huge possibility.
Mega return from Gael Monfils, who places it right at Musetti's feet. Musetti guessed the direction, but Monfils' placement was so close to the line. Musetti was actually almost too close to it. And couldn't deal with it. Love 15.
It was a great serve from Musetti in the first place, in fairness.
Forehand inside out from Musetti, the backhand of Monfils. Musetti goes up the line with his forehand. Monfils is going to go to the cross court. Musetti's going to reach it. Goes back behind. What a forehand cross court from Lorenzo Musetti. 15-all. By the way, speaking of Casper Ruud, it's going with serve 1-2 in the 4th with Davidovich Fokina. It's not an easy match for Casper.
No, and if he comes through, and that is an if, then I think he'll be all the better for it. I think he needs a little bit of testing, like he had in Geneva, if he wants to sort of go deep.
Yeah, that's true. All right. 30-15 here on Philippe Chatrier. Keeping an eye on all the drama going around the grounds as well. Backhand from Monfils, the inside for the forehand up the line from Musetti. Forehand up the line, Musetti. Backhand cross-court, Monfils. Slice from Musetti to the forehand, looped up by Monfils. Backhand, Musetti, wide. 30 all. Raises eyebrow, if I could raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, I wish I could too. It's just not happening for me.
Yeah, I've tried.
But Monfils... yeah, maybe we won't do that then. Yeah, like you said a few minutes ago, I think Monfils is gonna make this so hard for Musetti. Even if Musetti comes through in straights, Monfils is gonna make it so annoying and so frustrating.
So is Musetti, because he's just drop shot at Monfils for 40-30.
Yeah,
lovely. I tell you what, if this ends up being straight sets, this is going to be an entertaining straight sets match. I'm saying, hopefully I say straight sets enough that it's not. It's competitive.
Exactly. Commentator curse it on purpose.
I don't think it ever works when you actually try and do it. Forehand cross.
I don't know. I've willed a few double faults in my time.
On stream?
Not on stream. I'm far too nice on stream, but off stream certainly I've willed a few double faults in my time.
The dark side of Kira has yet to surface on a talking tennis stream.
I will keep it to myself. But yeah.
By the way, we have a result. Emma Navarro has won against Sara Rani 6-2, 7-5. So this 20th seed marches on, knocking out the 2012 RG finalist.
It's a good win for Navarro, I think, on clay, especially.
We might be also due another result soon. As Arina Camelia Begu is a game away from knocking out Linda Noshkova. She leads 6-4, 5-1.
Begu's the one who benefited from Raducanu pulling out of Rome, right? And then her opponent pulled out as well. Like the replacement for Raducanu pulled out. So she benefited from that. But then she sort of took it and did quite well with that. So fair play.
Thriller from Manila. Who's on court 5? Lovely to see you here, by the way. Seems to be a big fan of yours, Kira. Always watching.
I was going to say, please say hi to both of us or neither of us. It is it's a package stream.
To be fair, I've not seen Thriller before, so he knows who you are, whereas I'm new. So, no. Let's see how we get on. Also getting an update. Apparently, David is having a medical timeout. Navarro Keys in the next round. Jabbar is saying, how do you see that one going?
Oh, I really can't see anything other than a Madison Keys win there, which might be too strong, but I really can't see her losing yet. I've got her in my semi-final, and I really think she's looking incredibly strong. Yeah.
I think that's possible. It's going to be a tough fight, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Navarro, I agree. Like, the way Keys is playing, she should be able to hit through it, but Navarro's defense on clay could be enough to frustrate. Keys
certainly to frustrate.
Yeah, Keys certainly had to scrap away past Sharif in that second set tiebreak. By the way, Musetti forces an error from Monfils with a huge backhand up the line. Monfils puts long with his forehand. Love 30. Not looking good. Hang on a minute. I have a... Hang on a minute. Throw it from Manila. You're not Scott, are you? Forehand. Drop shot from Monfils that Musetti gets to, and then gets the attempted pass from Monfils. What a get from Lorenzo Musetti. Love 40.
If he brings this sort of level and this intensity to the Djokovic match, I will give him much more of a chance to really make something happen.
I think that's I would agree with that. Like, he certainly looks like he could take a set.
Yeah.
He's currently looking for a double break against Gael Monfils. He gets the backhand cross court in play, backhand up the line from Monfils, forehand up the line from Musetti, then goes to the backhand into the net, cross court. Monfils saves the first break point, 15-40. First big point saved by Monfils. He's definitely. I don't think Monfils has not saved a break point in a game where he's had those against him, as he saved another one with a huge serve that Musetti can't really do anything with. 40-30. 30-40. Update on Rude. Apparently he's in a spot of bother.
That's the most British way of saying it I can think of, I think.
More than a spot of bother is Gael Monfils, whose inside-out forehand is wide of the tram line, and it's a double break for Lorenzo Musetti. 1-5. 5-1. Musetti will be serving for the second set right now. And I can see why Rude's in a spot of bother, because he's now down a break in the fourth to Davidovich Fokina 3-1. But serving for the set here on Philippe Chatrier is Lorenzo Musetti. He's stepping out there. Serve up the tee is long. It doesn't feel like a 6-1 set. It does feel a bit more hard fought than.
I know, it's sort of harsh on Monfils, that scoreline.
Forehand cross court from Musetti. Forehand cross court from Monfils. But Musetti's going making Monfils run for it. Long on the backhand from Monfils. 15 love. 3 points away from the set, Musetti.
I do sort of feel like it's a real shame, Monfils, to have this scoreline here in Roland Garros on Philippe Chatrier night match. He'll be really disappointed. From my perspective, and I don't know if I'm totally right. I mean, great return from Monfils there to make it 15 all. But I almost think he's not doing much wrong. He's sort of trying to get everywhere. I think Musetti's just playing really, really well.
And there's nothing wrong with that to a certain extent. He isn't doing a lot. I mean, do you think Monfils is being a little bit passive sometimes? I mean, some of the shots he's pulling off are greatly placed, but I mean, that one's actually really awkward as he puts the forehand up the line. Backhand Musetti cross court. Monfils is there to drop shot him. Musetti can't. Oh, he almost reached it, but not quite. 15-30. Monfils might get one of these breaks back. But yeah, do you think he's played
there is an argument that he's been too passive at points. But I think some of that's also forced because he's being forced into defensive positions at times where he can't do much with that. So it's sort of, I think, a little bit of both.
Very balanced, as always, and probably true. First serve out wide from Musetti. Oh, and then follows up with a scorching backhand cross court. 30 all. What a winner.
See, like, what can he do about that? There's nothing he can do about that. I'm sorry to Gael, but there's nothing to be done.
Novotny and Machac are into a fifth. Begu has closed out the win against Noskova 6-4, 6-2. And Musetti's looking to close out this set. Trading backhands right now. Backhand Monfils, backhand Musetti. It's the backhand of Monfils. Slice from Musetti cross court. Monfils is going to be there to counter slice. Oh, he gets a lucky net cord. 30-40. That just died.
Yeah, that was very lucky. That one.
Here we go. Break back point for Monfils, who hasn't had a break point yet this set, interestingly. First serve is really good from Musetti. Sorry, I've got clay out my nose. From that serve. I like to imagine. Yes, I can briefly imagine that I'm on Philippe Chatrier.
It's immersive.
Sure, we'll call it that. First serve out wide to the Monfils forehand is long. Well, the serve is good. The return is long. Set point Musetti. Feels like that point's a little bit of potentially an encapsulation of that set so far of the last couple of points, where, well, we'll see how this set sort of, if Musetti can end this set here as he goes out wide on the first serve. The Monfils return is good, and it's a shanked return. A shanked backhand from Musetti, because that Monfils return was almost plumb on the line, really awkward. But yeah, that kind of dynamic of Monfils is making it really hard for Musetti, but then Musetti's finding ways to kind of accelerate and move things back in his favour.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the set as a whole. And in a certain way, the match as a whole, as Musetti's learned how to do that.
Shauna, I haven't watched Noshkova, so I can't really comment on what's happened to her. But like, clay's probably not her surface. Backhand sliced by Musetti, who then follows up with his own backhand cross court, which sets up another set point because Monfils can't do anything with it. Scott, I have to ask, why are you watching Gracheva versus Pera? Not judging you, but why?
Yeah, I'm also interested. What's the kind of thrill of that match?
Also, I'm pretty sure you live in Manchester, so if you're having to import seashells, especially, that's expensive. Inside out forehand from Monfils is a really good return. He then reaches that follow-up from Musetti, which is actually also really good. Backhand now from Monfils to the backhand up the line to Musetti, who goes cross court. Monfils is going to get there. Oh, oh my word. That was either hero or heartbreak. And it was heartbreak because that shot from Monfils on the stretch just went long. But there was a moment there where I thought it might have just landed in and dug himself out of trouble. It's not that. It's 6-1 Musetti. It's a 2 sets love lead for the Italian.
Yeah, as much as it pains me, because I love watching Gael Monfils, but Musetti absolutely deserved that set. And I think he also, it's weird because he deserved that scoreline because he played so well, but also it feels like a harsh scoreline on Monfils in the way that he's playing. So it's sort of one of those where it's a decent quality match from both players. Not much more Monfils can do, but I'm just getting distracted by a big demon or roar as they show us his match point.
Yeah, I'm just having a look around what's going on. Cannon Sky is 5-1 up against Andrescu on court 5. Oh, that's the match he's watching. Gracheva Perez Simone Mathieu. So it's actually Cannon Sky Andrescu. That makes more sense. That's the match that's worth watching.
Poor Gracheva and Pera. I'm sure they're putting on a show.
Tell you what, upset might be brewing. I say upset because I had this down as a likely result. But Peyton Stern's got the first set 7-5 against Daria Kasatkina.
I can't remember what I predicted there, actually. I might have to have a quick look.
Yeah, go and check those predictions. Yeah, I did predict. Yeah, I've kind of gone with a potential Andreeva Stearns third round. I'd be here for
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd be sat. I have gone for Azarenka Stearns, but I certainly, I was more confident with Stearns than quite a few of the predictions. I did think she might get the better of Kasatkina.
Which she hasn't yet, but she's halfway there.
Absolutely not. No, a lot of work to do.
Plenty of work to do there on that court. I'm keeping an eye on other results around the grounds. Obviously, we've got that Rune Cobolli 5th set. We've got David Oshikina trying to force a 5th against Casper Ruud. Machac and Navonia going 5. And of course, Gael Monfils is trying to do an ultimate comeback on Philippe Chatrier. I don't think this will be his last time here, not unless he gets a career-ending injury between now and next year's Roland Garros. A bit like Richard Gasquet. I don't think this is a goodbye to these two guys yet.
No, not yet. And I would really hope that when it is, we know it is, because otherwise I think it would be quite sad for us not to know when it's their last.
I think we'd all be turning up in force for that. Jamari reminding us that Stearns lost to Kasatkina 6-love, 6-1 last year. So turning things around.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's a great one.
Love Monfils. Already moving through the gears fairly quickly, hoping to make this third set a bit more competitive in terms of score than that second set was. Musetti, though, still making a lot of balls as Monfils tries to accelerate through the backhand, now having to run to space to chase down that forehand. Slice from Musetti's too good. And 30-15. Making sure I'm keeping an eye on everything going on around.
Sorry, the woman in Musetti's box is still making me giggle. I don't know if you've seen her.
I've not been paying attention, to be honest.
No, but rightly so. You've been paying attention to the match like a proper commentator, and I'm sat here laughing every time I see this woman in Musetti's box.
But you here to bring the emotional drama, Kira, which I think is half the reason why we love tennis.
If you say so. That woman is half the reason I love tennis. She looks like she hates tennis.
Being dragged here again. Why did you stop?
I don't know who it is. I kind of hope it's his mum or something.
Makes sense. Monfils has gone along with the backhand cross court, trying to close this game out. 40-30. Got match point on court 4. Franz Cerundolo just missed out, though. Misalic is serving to avoid being bageled in the third set.
Oof.
Huge forehand from Gael Monfils. Misses the tram line. Deuce. I don't know if we're going to be talking. We can't really talk about. I don't know if we can talk about plans for UK tournament visits yet. Thriller. I think you're hoping to be as many as you can, Kira. I don't know.
I feel like I
don't
have
know.
said it before. I think myself and John on a previous stream. I'm pretty sure John said it at the time, but I don't know if I can say it.
If John said it, it's okay. We don't know about Eastbourne yet. I know you're definitely going as a fan, right?
I am going as a fan to Eastbourne one of the days, which I'm excited for because I've not been before. And Queen's if I can say yes, I am going to Queens. I think I'm pretty sure. No, we have talked about it on stream. I don't know why I'm
we
getting
can do
worried
this.
about
No,
it. We
John
have.
said yes, we can do it.
Yeah,
Monfils,
that's
the crowd are absolutely loving it. So you are covering Queens for us.
Yes, I will be. I'm ridiculously grateful to be able to do that. But yeah, very, very excited to be going to Queens in a couple of weeks.
I'm so excited to see what kind of content you get out of there as well.
Yeah, hopefully some good stuff. Fingers crossed.
Big players
we'll
to get
see.
some interviews with.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye on that. Like we've got a lot of people sort of on the ground at sort of the ATP and WTA tour events. We've obviously been at Strasbourg recently. So yeah, it's good fun. Yeah. Canon Sky getting updates on Canon Skyer beating getting the first set 6-1 against Andreescu. That is a result. I might have to make sure I've got that on my queue for results.
Am I right in saying it's Jerome at Surbiton next week as well, which is exciting?
Jerome or Jamie? Not 100% sure which. It begins with a J. But yes, that's right.
One of the J's. I think it's Jerome.
You're right there. We do have people on the ground in like at Surbiton next week as well. So you're going to get Roland Garros and Surbiton content. The only channel where you can get that.
Very true. I would love to interview the woman in Musetti's box. If Musetti's playing Queens and she's there, I will find her. I will find out whether she enjoys the sport of tennis.
And if she speaks English.
Yeah, that might be an issue, but we'll find a way.
Are you multilingual, Kira?
I like to think I can speak a bit of Spanish and French, but it's probably mostly delusion.
Okay. I mean, if you know the word delusion in Spanish and French, that's more than most people. That's better than most people.
No, I certainly don't. I've just got GCSEs. That's all it is. So the very basics, but nothing major.
Lorenzo Musetti, by the way, is at 40 love, kind of motoring through this service game, although we've said that before, and then Monfils has pegged him back. So let's see if he actually closes this one out. Backhand Monfils is way out. Yeah, Musetti closes it out to love. I think that's the first love hold from Musetti for a while.
Yeah, feels like it.
Franz Cerundolo is through. Straight set, 6-2, 7-6, 6 love against Mislic.
Quite an exciting one between him and Tommy Paul then in the next round.
Possibly. Oh, that could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has potential. Huge forehand on the run from Monfils. Wonderfully placed. 15 love.
He has come up with some stunning stuff. No, he's come up. Monfils has come up with some stunning shots, and he has played some gorgeous drop shot again from Monfils. He really is coming up with some brilliant stuff. It's just not quite often enough at the moment, but it doesn't make it any less brilliant when it happens.
So good. I mean, that's Monfils all over sometimes, isn't it? He can not necessarily. He doesn't always necessarily show everything he's got every match he plays. But you can say that about most players, actually. To be fair.
To be honest, that's probably the majority. The angle on that backhand, it's just mad.
Monfils going for his own love hold here.
Yeah. Anything you can do.
He's hit 6 winners already this set. Comes in behind that serve. He's got it. He's got the volley, and he's going to the chair, holding serve. This set might be competitive, Kira.
I like that. That felt like a little bit of confidence, a little bit of okay, yeah, I'm still in this from Monfils. I think a bit of a reminder, almost to Musetti there of what Gael's capable of.
I'm going to do some score updates. Cobolli Rune. Cobolli's serving an advantage 3-4 in this deciding set. Hachanov has got set point against him from Kovalik. Hachanov was a break up in the third and is leading 2 sets to love right now. Kovalik, lucky loser, could be taking Hachanov to 4. Zhang Qinwen leading 6-2, 4-1 against Korpatch with a double break in the second, looking on her way through. Tanasi Kokonakis and Zepieri are currently locked in battle in a 4th set. The score doesn't seem to be moving that much on that one. Mahach is 3-1 up with a break and has break point for a double break against Navoni in the decider there. Davidovich Fekina and Kasparov. Kasparov is serving at 2-5 in the 4th. That could be going 5, guys. They're not going to 5, guys. That'd be a terrible idea during a tennis match. Peyton Stearns is at 7-5, 2-love on Daria Kasatkina. Taylor Fritz is a break-up in the 4th, leading 2-1 against Dusan Lajovic. And Andreescu's got the opening game of the 2nd set against Anna Kalinskaya. I think those are all the matches that were kind of motoring towards a conclusion at the minute. Paolini is 6-4, 1-1 with Hailey Baptiste. Guess that's one to keep an eye on. There you go. Up to date with all the important stuff. Oh, and Gracheva's got the first against Pera 6-1 after writing that match off.
Once again, putting them last, an afterthought.
I feel like I'm never going to be allowed to interview either of those players again.
Only fair.
Sorry. Back to the match we're actually supposed to be watching.
In theory.
Return on the baseline from Monfils. Inside up forehand from Musetti. Monfils goes up the line, clips the net, and Musetti's response just hit the baseline.
Yeah.
Good grief. I mean, I thought Monfils got a little bit lucky there, and then Musetti just got enough topspin on that to make up for it. 15-love.
It's like you can do no wrong. It's a little bit like Osaka in that 2nd set yesterday, where it just felt like she couldn't miss. It's like Musetti's just getting to everything and somehow getting enough on it every time.
I think he's realised what kind of match this has to be. In many ways, it's not a bad prep for Djokovic, because Djokovic is also going to get everything back.
Yeah, might be helpful.
Backhand long from Monfils on the return. 30-love Musetti.
Just in terms of the comment about I'm a fan of players who don't hit tweeners when chasing down lobs from thriller, I think it was De Jong yesterday against Alcaraz, who very much could have, and I thought would, chase down a lob and just go for the tweener. And he instead ran around it and played the most brilliant forehand. And I think it in itself converted me to thinking that that's what everyone should be doing all the time rather than the tweener.
I mean, also Alcaraz has this ability that has unreal speed, and his ability to run around and hit that forehand is insane.
Actually, it was De Jong. It was De Jong who did
De Jong, sorry, I misheard.
That's all right. No, it's okay.
Someone else who just run around and hit an amazing forehand was Gael Monfils to win that last point. And a ridiculously long serve from Lorenzo Musetti at 30-15. Suddenly, he's got tense. Really short on the second. Inside out forehand from Monfils. Musetti goes up the line. Oh, great get from Monfils. Drop shot from Musetti on the defense. Monfils is going to get their counter drops and is going to try and get to that pass from Musetti. Can't do it. 40-15. Musetti got himself dug himself out of trouble there.
Yeah, he did well. I feel like Monfils could have done a little bit better there at the net, but Musetti made it hard.
Pretty standard summary of the match, right?
Yeah. By accident, yeah.
I fully believe you knew what you're doing, Kira. Great serve from
Makes one of
Musetti.
us.
Great serve from Musetti. Return from Monfils is just about in play. Now they're trading, but Monfils overcooks the forehand, and it's hold from Musetti for 2-all. We are definitely going 4 sets between Khachanov and Kovalik. Zheng is serving for the match against Korpatch. We might have an upset brewing. No, with the Rune, who's just had to save break point at 4-all in the 5th.
That one sounds really tasty right now. That one sounds really good.
I have to see if anyone else is keeping an eye on that one. Overhead from Monfils to win that opening point, 15-love.
What do you think to Swarner's comment about Kasatkina regressing a little bit? I assume they mean recently.
I think Kasatkina is just playing how she's always played. She's a top 20 player. She gets good results on half the tournaments she plays in, not so good in others. And at the minute, she's playing according to how I'd expect some of her ranking to perform. Until she starts only winning like 1 or 2 matches a tournament, only like 1 match a tournament regularly, I don't think I'm concerned about what she's doing. Like she's always this is the level she's always kind of done. She's had a couple of really good peak results, but nothing necessarily that I don't see this as being too different from the norm with her. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I think maybe the only thing she might be wanting a little bit more is perhaps some slightly better results in slams. Possibly. She made 2 4th rounds, I think, last year from my last Kasatkina Google. But I still think she might want to be a little bit more consistent in slams and feel a little bit more competitive there. But no, mostly I would agree with you that in general she's sort of playing where you'd expect her.
The Kasatkina Google is less frequent than the Corentin Moutet Google.
Naturally. I'm not a monster, of course. It's less.
Monfils, unreturnable serve, holds for 3-2.
That's quite quick.
Good job. Good job from Lamont.
I think Casper Ruud's broken back in that 4th set, has he?
Yes, he has. I was going to say that, like, he's actually managed to get the break back, and he's gone from being 2-5 down. He's now 4-5.
Yeah.
So Ruud fight back. Is that what are you exhaling at, Kira? Are you looking at the order of play for Suzanne Lenglen?
Fernandez Jabeur.
Yes.
That calls to me.
The only downside of that is that might end up being at the same time as Iga and Bushkova.
But that's why we dual screen.
Yes, Iga on the small screen. Producer, how have you not realised that Rune is in a 5-setter? I'd be like, this has been going on for a while.
It's quite deep. It's quite deep in the 5-setter. It's okay. There's a lot of tennis.
Like it's pretty deep.
There's quite a lot of tennis, to be fair. For this time of night, I'm usually only having to keep up with 2-3 matches.
I know, it's like the US Open, isn't it?
It feels like that.
Very US Open-y vibes. We have some results. Zhang Qinwen is through 6-2, 6-2. She's beaten Tamara Korpatch.
Nice.
Bit
of a dark horse, I think, Zhang Qinwen this tournament.
Yeah, she's actually got a decent draw to potentially make a third consecutive Slam quarterfinal. The only person I can see standing in her way is Paolini.
Yeah, potentially.
We're into a rally at the minute. There's trading at the minute. Backhand cross court short from Monfils. Backhand cross court from Musetti. They're trading cross court again. Musetti's still going back to the Monfils. Not really getting out the backhand. Now Musetti's changing up. Really great change up from Musetti, who gets the short ball to put away the forehand. 15-love. Zepieri served for the match against Kokkinakis and got broken. Kokkinakis now serving at 4-5 in the fourth. Mahach is 5-1 up. Navone serving in their fifth set. Holger Rune and Flavio Cobolli are still at 4-all.
That feels like a very, very long time.
Drop shot from Monfils, scooped up by Musetti, who's going to go for the backhand overhead. Somehow gets that in court. And Monfils gives him a begrudging thumbs up for how well he pulled that off. 30-love.
Keyword begrudging.
I mean, sometimes you just have to go, yeah, that's too good.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's much more of a sportsman. I occasionally, when I'm playing a tennis match, I end up I lose a point, shout at myself for missing the shot, and then after I've shouted at myself, realise that actually it was a very good shot from my opponent. No, actually, that was good from you.
Sorry.
Musetti racing to 40-love in this game. Peyton Stearns also racing. 4-love lead in the second, but Kasatkina's got break back point. Lots to keep an eye on here. Thomas Mahach.
Musetti's just...
Yeah, sorry, focus on the match we're actually watching. Kira, go for it.
It's very boring analysis. It's just Musetti's, I think, looking a bit too strong on serve for Monfils. Monfils is doing well to hold, but it feels more tricky that way around. I sort of think that Musetti's looking a bit too strong on serve at the moment for Monfils to have much of a look in.
How was that boring analysis?
Because it's just like you go Mahach. Go Mahach.
Mahach has won 6-2, 6-1, 3-6, 1-6, 6-1. Very topsy-turvy match with Navone. Good result for Mahach.
I was just having a go at trying to get Rune Cobolli on my phone as a little extra stream, just to see if I could see the end few points simultaneously.
I mean,
with
if you
this
want to watch that instead, it's an update. Go for it.
No, it's okay. This is the match we're supposed to be following. But I've got too many streams apparently open, and I'm not allowed.
Wow.
to watch it on my phone. So
rude.
No, Rune.
Speaking of rude, he lost the second set, so it looks like the fourth set, Davidovich Fokina broke him when Rude had seemed to have dug himself back into the fourth. They're going 5 on Suzanne Lenglen.
Wow.
Your finalist pick might be in danger.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Despite the pick as a finalist, it's not that surprising. I still think he'll come through, but who knows?
Drop shot from Monfils is too good. Musetti can't chase it down, and Monfils moves to 40-love. Love to have you here, Sputter. Obviously, I will try and update you on how Peyton Stearns is doing every now and again when I'm not getting too distracted from this match.
She's doing very well, Peyton Stearns, at least.
How is she doing now? She has lost one of the breaks to Kasatkina, so it's now 4-1 in the second. Backhand Musetti in play, forehand cross court from Monfils, forcing the error from Musetti, holds to love. Tell you what, your comment about Musetti serving well. Monfils has stepped things up a fair bit.
Certainly. This could be a tie-break situation, possibly. Might be a bit early to say that, but it feels
Maybe too early to say.
possible.
What do you make of the quality of the player benches, Kira?
Ooh, great question. It's not something I've particularly thought about previously. I might have to have a good proper look at them.
Yeah, they look. It's the first time I've really looked at them, and they seem to have this sort of leathery feel to them, a sort of brown, and I don't think it's actually leather because you can't have that outdoors, but like a sort of brown and green look.
They're nowhere
Rune-
near as nice on the outside court, I will say.
No, but then what do you expect from like stadiums?
Mm.
Rune watch. He held serve. Cobolli is serving at 4-5 in the 5th. 15 all.
It's gonna be a lot of pressure.
I think that's the one that's kind of boiling point. Oh, Jasmine Paolini looks like she's about to close out against Hailey Baptiste as well.
Kren's here. And
Hey, Kren. Is the comeback
Hi,
on, Kren?
The comeback is on. The comeback of the tournament is on, according to Kren.
It would be up there for comeback of the tournament.
Certainly.
Have to be. Hatchinov might be going 5. He's a break down in the 4th.
Oof. I'm surprised he's struggling. If he was sort of closing it out, he's not usually the type to tense up.
First up into the net from Musetti. 15 love on this service game. Monfils hoping to begin the comeback of the tournament. Short second serve has got a huge forehand from Monfils, which is way, way too big. 30 love Musetti.
Yeah, that one was a bit much. That's a bit much.
I think you overcompensated for that. Jamari reminding us that David Fokina and Rude 5th set at Roland Garros in 2021. Yeah, that's right. Actually, I think David Fokina won that one because that was when Rude was kind of up and coming. Here we go again. Overhead from Musetti right at Monfils, who can't control that backhand, and it goes out 40 love. Very straightforward service games right now.
Yeah, it's completely different to that second set.
Oh yeah, it's far more serve dominated here. It's like the intent. I think the intensity's dialed down a little bit from both.
Yeah.
Also, Sean, I completely agree. Eager comeback of the tournament. Albeit, I appreciate she wasn't a set down. Backhand cross court from Monfils in play. Drop shot Musetti. Monfils doesn't even bother running for that game.
Yeah. Is there an argument that for a lot of people, the comeback of the tournament is always going to be a men's match purely because of the 5-set format and because we're almost conditioned that a comeback from 2 sets to love down is always more impressive?
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that. That being said, if it was a women's match and the comeback was 6 love, 5 love, that would be equivalent.
Exactly. There are certainly obviously there's exceptions, but I don't know. I feel like I'm probably, and it's not necessarily correct, but I'm probably a little bit conditioned to think that a 2 sets to love comeback is going to feel more impressive.
Forehand Monfils into the net. 15 all. First point against serve for a while. First point against serve for a while.
Musetti's only made 1 unforced error this entire set.
Wow. Like, yeah, he's not needed to worry too much. Oh, that's a mega return from Musetti right in the corner. Monfils was coming in behind that serve. And what a return. And Musetti might be about to set himself up to serve for the match.
He's so nonchalant. It's ridiculous.
How on... I mean, whew, Monfils has been hitting some blinders on return as well, it has to be said.
Yeah.
It's been nice, actually. Like they're almost like very, although maybe Musetti not as ostentatious as Monfils, he does have this showmanship to his tennis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Musetti easily runs down that drop shot and puts it away, 15-40.
And it's a break point to Musetti, and all I can think about is that woman in his box going to celebrate, or is she not bothered?
That's going to be the key thing to keep an eye on. 100%. Forehand cross court from Musetti on the break point, and Monfils has gone way too wide. He's gone wide with the forehand, and Musetti will come out to serve for the match after this change of ends. There's a sense of inevitability about this one now. And it's weird to see that a set with 9 games has gone longer than a set with 7 games. Shorter even.
Shorter. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, tough to take from Monfils at the end of this set where he has been serving so well to this point to just sort of dip a bit and Musetti raise his level a bit. And that's all it takes. Really tough.
We might be getting several matches ending at about the same time, by the way, because, by the way, the fifth hasn't even started between Davidovich. It was just started between Davidovich and Rune, because you've got Cobolli and Rune at 30-all, 5-all in the fifth. You've got Jasmine Paolini was broken, serving at 5-1. So Baptista's got it to 2-5, serving now. Fritz is about to serve for the match at 5-4 in the fourth. And Peyton Stearns is at 5-2 in the second set. Kasatkina are about to serve to stay in the match. So lots of tennis matches finishing about now.
Yeah.
Kren is still believing in Monfils.
I love to see it. I love to see it.
I think he's got good reason to believe in Monfils. If anyone's going to pull off, Monfils is fully capable of pulling off a break back in this game.
Of course he is.
Love. Musetti, however, serves out wide. Backhand Monfils in play. Forehand Musetti up to the floor. He's forehand. It goes up the line. Backhand up the line. Musetti. Monfils is scrambling to reach it. Can't do anything with it. 30-love Musetti. And
obviously it's difficult for us because we don't have the sound on. But I don't know what the atmosphere is like in this. I imagine it's pretty obviously for Monfils. I feel like Musetti, we said beforehand we didn't know how to deal with it. I feel like he's dealt with it incredibly well. He has been completely stoic throughout. And that's another brilliant serve from him to set up match point.
He's played, other than the beginning of the set where he was a bit passive and he didn't know how to hit through Monfils. Once he found that gear, he's been so impressive since.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lorenzo Musetti, 40-love, match point. Serves. Short. Forehand inside out. Backhand short from Monfils. Forehand cross court from Musetti, who then goes up the line. Backhand Monfils cross court. Slice from Musetti up the line. Forehand Monfils cross court. It's going to be wide. Lorenzo Musetti roars to his box. Lets all of that out. There's the emotion. He points to his head. He knows he's been the mentally stronger in that really, really grueling encounter, despite the score, despite what the score would suggest. He is through, and he will be taking on Novak Djokovic in the next round. Kira, thoughts on that performance?
Well, I'm excited for him to take on Djokovic now after that performance. I wasn't necessarily thinking much about that match before, but I think I'm pretty excited for it now. I feel like Musetti, I mean, I was just saying about how impressively I think he's dealt with the crowd. to then, be so stoic and everything, and then let out that roar at the end and point to his head, I think it proves that he's really had to put a lot of effort into the mental side of the game today. And it was grueling, like you said. The second set especially, he had to really fight for, even though the scoreline looked so simple. So yeah, just a really impressive performance from Musetti today, and a pretty reasonably good performance from Monfils. Not maybe his spectacular performances from past, but a really sort of solid one. Just not quite the better player today. But he made a good account of himself. I think he should be pretty proud of what he did today.
For the age that he is, Monfils is doing pretty well right now.
He is.
Like, he's regularly
He
getting
really
wins
is.
on tour still.
Yeah.
I've just turned on the Rune Cobolli match because we've got to see how that one turns out.
Let's
Maybe
do that
less necessarily on the stream, but yeah, Cobolli's coming out to serve to stay in the match and take it to a deciding set tiebreak because Rune has held another tough service game for him. That one also went to deuce. I'm seeing what else is happening. Paolini's got broken again, serving for the match. Baptista's got it back on serve, 4-5 in the second. Taylor Fritz has got the job done against Lajovic in 4. Peyton Stearns has got the job done against Kasatkina, 7-5, 6-2.
Super impressive. I don't know who she's got next, Stearns. I don't think I've worked that out.
The winner of Azarenka and Andreeva.
Oh, either way, that's brilliant.
I'm actually going to make a little bit of a crazy prediction here. When I saw that section, that mini section of when you had Azarenka and Andreeva playing the winner of Stearns or Kasatkina and Sakkari going out, I'm thinking the winner of that mini section will be in the quarters.
Above who would that be instead of? Instead of Sabalenka?
No, Sakkari.
No,
Sakkari.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I've totally misunderstood what you're saying. Yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I get you. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you can't count on Sakkari and slams, can you? Unfortunately.
Apparently not. No. Apparently Tom Hill was not the problem.
No. Yeah, a lot of blame on his shoulders that maybe now will be taken away again.
Tell you what, we've talked about Monfils' age. Thriller's got one more question maybe before we go. Which player could possibly win a Grand Slam singles title in their 40s?
I mean, Novak. If anyone's going to do it.
Yeah,
Novak,
he's the only one. He's the only one. Sorry, Rafa fans. Sorry,
it's a bit of a boring answer, but it's the truth. It's the truth. He is the only one who could do that, and I fully believe he could do that actually. But it will just be him.
All right. Well, we've got a few people with us. What do we want to do? We are now in a deciding set tiebreak between Cobolli and Rune.
Oh, we can't leave it, can we? I don't know. Is that just?
So, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
We want to go for it. We're going to go for it. Okay, we're going to watch Cobolli Rune and see how this one turns out.
Oh dear! I almost turned the sound up there. Sorry.
Oops.
Yeah, you've got to when it's this close and it's the end.
It's got to be rocking out there in that atmosphere.
It looks packed. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant stuff right now. We'll probably end up going to Davidovich Kinnear versus Rude after this, maybe probably after the stream. Oh, Azarenka Andreeva has just got started, by the way.
And Cobolli takes the immediate mini break against Holger Rune.
He's been holding much more comfortably, but that means nothing sometimes in tie breaks.
Yeah, great at the net though, from the Italian.
Great job. Oh, Cobolli's obviously on running. One of the few people who've got their kits.
Yes. Sorry, that was a very short answer. I'm not particularly.
Sorry, we
impressed
probably
with
should be focusing on the tennis. I'm right. I've got
Yeah.
distracted looking around at other scores because obviously Paolini not winning it. Zeppieri
It's
looks
easy,
close to getting the job done as well. Yeah, interesting times across everywhere at the minute. But yeah, let's stick with Cobolli and Rune. Cobolli's got 2-0 in this tiebreak. Rune, great return. Cobolli's scrambling with the backhand. Inside out forehand from Rune, who's coming in behind it. Cobolli's lob is good. Rune's having to scramble back to get it. Gives a short backhand. Backhand, Cobolli cross court. They're trading cross court. Cobolli's going to go up the line with the backhand. Forehand, Rune cross court. Forehand, Cobolli. Great shots from right now, changing direction all the time, somehow making these balls, keeping going. Rune's going on the attack cross court. Forehand cross court from Cobolli's got Rune on the stretch. Somehow lands in, inside out forehand from Cobolli. Rune's there, going to slice it. Now Cobolli's going to come in behind this shot. Kicks Rune on the defense. It's not coming back over the net. Cobolli gets the point. What a point that was. 3-0 hold to Cobolli. Rune is rocking right now. He's teetering. He's holding onto the ropes. Can he bounce back here? It's a 10-point tiebreak.
That's got to be the best point in any men's match I've watched so far. That was unbelievable.
Sorry, Musetti, Monfils.
Well, sorry, not sorry. That was better. That was incredible. That was ridiculous levels. That lob from Cobolli, I thought there was no way that was landing in.
I would love to hear what Damien's thoughts on this match will be afterwards. Long first serve from Rune, who was kind of do serve volley there. Shauna also updating us that Kachanov is struggling against Kovalik. Yes, looking like that one's going to go 5. Kachanov, who had a break lead in the third set to finish it in straights. Forehand inside out from Rune into the net. That's 4-0 Cobolli. It's a double mini break.
What?
And so far, Cobolli seems to be much more mentally stronger right now.
Yeah, part of me thought it might be easier for Cobolli to finish this before a tiebreak because, really, in a way, Rune's got more experience with these sorts of situations. I thought that might kick in at this point, but it seems very much not.
Another missed serve from Holger Rune. He's going to have to go for a second here. Thank you for the update on Gracheva, Thriller. Forehand up the middle. Forehand cross court from Rune, who goes up the line with his forehand. Backhand Cobolli is massive, hits the line, and it's 5-0. He's halfway there already.
That's absolutely mad to go for that. He's mad to go for that.
He did, though.
Well, I'm glad he did. Under that pressure, that's absolutely brilliant. Nerves of steel.
5-0. One more point before the change of ends. First serve, huge from Cobolli. Even bigger return from Rune. Off the backhand, he gets one of those mini breaks back. It's 5-1. He's not out yet.
That was a big serve to do that return for as well. That was incredibly impressive from Holger Rune. But I'm not surprised he's going to be pretty angry with how this tiebreaks began.
He's going to have to hope that one side is the favourable side because they're now swapping over. Just to confirm, there is another 5-set match. There's another match just gone 5 as Kokinakis has won the 4th set tiebreak to take it to a 5th against Zeppieri.
It's all kicking off.
It is very much all kicking off. Baptiste is trying to get to 5-all against Paolini on serve as well. As Thriller's mentioned, Gracheva 6-1, 6-3 against Pera. Andreescu, by the way, game away from taking it to a 3rd against Kalinskaya.
Wow.
And it's 2-all in the 5th between Davidovich, Fokina and Ruud. Focusing on Cobolli and Rune now. Serve up the tee from Cobolli. Inside out forehand is huge. Slice from Rune is in the court. Puts Cobolli at an awkward angle. He puts that forehand into the net. It's 5-2. One mini break.
I think Cobolli will be very disappointed with that because he did have a chance there. I mean, it was brilliant from Rune, but all these points seem to be brilliant. And I do think he had a bit of a chance on that forehand, but not to be.
I mean, that Rune slice was placed really awkwardly for Cobolli, who then tried to go over the high part of the net.
Yeah.
So now the first serve missed by Holger Rune. Cobolli's standing so far behind the baseline to receive this. Rune's going to punish him by attacking with the forehand. He's got the overhead now, puts it up the court, but Cobolli's got a racket on it. He's going to have another overhead from Rune. Cobolli's again going to have a racket on it. Almost passes Rune. It hits the net and drops back on Rune's side, and Cobolli raises his arm because he knows he is the man. That was Andy Murray-esque.
Oh, that shot on an overhead. Stop it.
Spectacular tennis to end our evening on Talking Tennis.
Yeah.
Well, not quite end our evening, because we do have last ball drops on the way.
Of course.
Not with us, obviously. But
No. It's way past my bedtime. Last ball drops.
backhand scrambled over the net by Rune. Backhand Cobolli, slice from Rune now. Forehand Cobolli up the line. Rune's sliding into the forehand. Cobolli's going to come in behind a forehand up the line. He's going to give himself an overhead. Yeah, just lands on the baseline there, so Cobolli had to run back. Backhand Rune lobbed. Now Cobolli's going to go up the line with his forehand. Forehand Rune to the forehand of Cobolli. He tries to go back behind Rune, puts it in the net, 6-3. Rune holds serve on that point, but he was very much in trouble there.
I mean, the amount of these lobs that I'm thinking, there's no way. And then we're sort of in suspense, waiting for them to drop it, and they drop in every time. It's incredible.
What is this match? Really happy for you, Sabata. Like, great result for Peyton Stearns. Really good result for her. Could be a really good result for Cobolli, but he's just gone wide. What an interesting wide service stance he's got. It's almost a double service stance. Backhand from Rune. Exploits the space that Cobolli was leaving. Just finds the return. 6-4.
Exactly what you're saying about the service stance, and Holger thought, oh, yeah, that'll help me out.
Cobolli. 6-4. First serve up the tee. It's a miss. Is the pressure on for the Italian? Would be the biggest result of his career, maybe. Forehand from Rune's in play. Backhand just clears the net from Cobolli. They're trading backhand cross court. Cobolli backhand into the net. We're back on serve, 6-5.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. That backhand seems just a little bit vulnerable.
I did make a comment about maybe it's going to swap around depending on what side the court they are, and I don't know if that's to do with that or whether it's just the pressure getting to Cobolli.
Well, we'll see whether it switches again.
Cobolli's made 31 backhand and false errors. You'd think if you were in, you would be going to that backhand side, which he tries to do with that first serve, but the first serve ended up in the net. First serve out wide from Rune. Backhand Cobolli. Forehand Rune inside out. Backhand Cobolli cross court. Backhand forehand inside out from Rune. Backhand Cobolli. Forehand scooped up by Rune. Forehand Cobolli inside out. Backhand sliced by Holger Rune. Forehand Cobolli inside out. Rune's going to pass. Oh, what a pass from Holger Rune. It clips the line. We're changing ends at 6-all.
I really thought Cobolli had won that point. I really did. When he came up to the net and he had his forehand on, Rune getting the crowd even more excited. I think they're pretty pumped already.
Deservedly so, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Is this court 14 by any chance?
I think so, yeah. By the way,
Best court of the tournament.
Casper Ruud has broken Davidovich Fokina. He leads 3-2 in the fifth. Producer keeping an eye on that one. You would have thought we would have gone over to that match, but no, this one is simmering away quite nicely. First serve is amazing from Holger Rune. It's too good. Cobolli can't get it back over. And for the first time, Holger Rune is leading the tiebreak, 7-6.
The man stood on the barriers. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, because he'd fall over, it'll stop the point.
Yeah, possibly hurt him, but that's less important, of course.
Huge inside out forehand from Cobolli. He's going to go cross court. Rune's going to cover it. Just misses trying to go up the line on the pass. 7-6 Cobolli. 7-all even. 7-all. Setal, as the umpire would be saying.
If we could hear him.
You're not the only one who did GCSE French. Although, having said, if you watch Roland Garros enough, you could basically learn to count.
Yeah, you'd hope.
Cobolli's very nervously bouncing the ball. He's going into the first serve, tries to go out wide, misses it.
Oh, I thought he'd got that. I looked like, oh.
Not quite. Second serve, Rune stepping in to take on the return. Backhand Cobolli back up the line. Rune goes up the line with his forehand. Backhand Cobolli cross court. Rune's still attacking the Cobolli backhand. He goes up the line into the high part of the net. 8-7 Rune. He's got 2. If he gets these 2 service points, he has won. Again, going for that vulnerability.
That backhand down the line is just not quite worth it, I don't think, for Cobolli at the moment.
Thriller, I can understand why you're watching the women's tennis, because that's what I would normally do, and very, very appreciative of the fact that Hailey Baptiste has broken Jasmine Paolini and will be serving for the second set, with Paolini having served for the match twice.
Wow.
First serve long from Holger Rune. Good grief, I think we might be people coming in trying to find out what's going on with this match. Here we go. Backhand cross court in play from Cobolli. Forehand short from Rune, who goes for another forehand up the line. Cobolli's having to slice that one back into play. Forehand, Rune, cross court, but Cobolli's there. Doesn't quite make the running forehand, though. 9-7 match points for Holger Rune.
And Cobolli was 5-love up, right? I mean, it's brilliant from Holger.
Timing to wake up. Such a dynamic match, this one. Yeah, but you're right. 5-0 down on the tiebreak. You would have thought it was going to be tough. But Holger Rune does not know when to give up.
Never.
So against Franz Cerundolo last year, his first serve goes very long. So he's going to have to get this done on a second serve. Holger Rune serves up the tee. Backhand in play from Cobolli. Again, backhand up the line from Cobolli. That one works this time. Forehand on the run from Rune. Backhand Rune now on the defense from Cobolli, who's really bludgeoning him with a forehand now. Trying to run an attack, but that's overcooked by Cobolli. The crowd are on their feet. Holger Rune is into round 3. He was very close not to being. Cobolli fought like a lion, but it's not enough against someone of the caliber against Holger Rune, who makes it through. What a final set tiebreak, Kira.
That was incredible quality. I mean, from both players, it will be so crushing, I think, for Cobolli because he was playing so well, and just those couple of backhand errors really cost him. But Holger Rune take a bow. That was pretty incredible mentally and tennis-wise.
Indeed, it was. There's so much drama tonight happening. I think it's all going to have to get covered live on Last Ball Drops with Jack and Mario, which is starting in 20 to 30 minutes.
Perfect. They will have a lot to talk about.
If you want to follow everything that's happening in Roland Garros tonight, jump on board with those two guys. It's going to be a very different wrap-up show. But I hope you've enjoyed kind of... Oh, it's Mario and Andre. Still a good team. I think there's going to be a lot of Roland Garros updates going on. Well, Kira, I hope you had fun.
I did indeed. I hope you did too. It's definitely worth doing that tie break to finish off. And of course, I'm very quick to forget, but the Monfils Musetti match was also very entertaining, just in a slightly different way.
There's so much tennis happening we can't keep an eye on because Bianca Andreescu's just taken the second set against Kalinskaya. Which match are you going to watch next?
Well, according to this, I can only dual screen and I'm not allowed to triple, which is devastating. But in which case, I will probably be dual screening Casper Ruud for a bit with that Haley Baptiste Paolini match.
So many good options. I'm still tempted to go for Azarenka Andreeva, but it depends because Andreeva looked a
That's one
breakup.
too. I'd forgotten. I don't know.
It's the opening set. It's court 12. Azarenka's serving at 2-4, 15-30.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm lost.
I mean,
I'm lost.
if it's an Andreeva blowout, then maybe we should be keeping an eye on the more dramatic matches. But I guess we've got to figure this out. Well, those of you who are watching who maybe can't watch, tune back in about 15 minutes for Last Ball Drops because Andre and Mario can keep you going for the rest of it. Thanks everyone so much for joining. Thriller, Schwarner, Sonia, lovely to see you as well. It's been so much fun talking tennis with you all, and I hope you enjoyed us commentating on match whilst also reacting to all the other results as they came in.
As much as possible.
Yeah, there was a lot of ground covered today. Yeah, always enjoy commentating with you, Kira. Thanks for coming on.
Always a pleasure. I am sure I will see you soon. We are too busy not to see each other soon, I'd imagine, talking tennis at the moment.
Pretty much. There's so much to come on Talking Tennis. So tune back in for Last Ball Drops. I'll be back at some point too. I'm sure Kira will be. Until then, take care and keep talking tennis.
Ready. Play.
My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
My name is Zainab Sammaz, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paolini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.